Welcome to the Talk About Purpose podcast. I'm Matthew Huey.
I'm Brian Harper.
I'm Frank Curry.
And today we're talking about social media.
Social media.
Is an interesting one.
It is. It is. Now, social media can be defined as Facebook, Instagram. YouTube is technically social media. Didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat, which is a big one now for
Yep.
everybody else that's younger.
I use Snapchat,
Yeah, me too.
but I only have I have friends and family on there.
Yeah, I don't go on Snapchat. I got rid of that one.
I barely use it.
All right, we're going to get into the negatives of this.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
there's a lot.
But let's start off with a good foot. Let's start off with the benefit. That's easier.
Keeping in touch with friends.
Yeah.
That's the way I keep in touch with a lot of my old military buddies.
Acquaintances.
Yeah.
I like it because, especially Facebook, I like it for learning. There's a lot of groups out there that talk about settings and stuff with that, with printers. And
Oh, okay.
there's so many groups out there, car groups, whatever. You can just talk to people and get their experience or their opinion. Sometimes you really don't want their opinion, but yeah, I like it for learning. I look at it as a learning opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. If you're into something, there's most likely a group for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's not on Facebook, go to Reddit. It's definitely there.
Yeah.
If it's not there, I wouldn't suggest going to the other places, but it's there.
It's somewhere dark.
Yeah. But a lot of other people like to use it for almost like scrapbooking, like keeping, keeping pictures and keeping memories and things
that's
like
very
that.
helpful.
So, yeah.
I do it.
That's
Well,
helpful.
my fiance does it more than I do. But when she tags me in the memories, they come up in my memory. So I'm like, oh, I remember that last year. Oh my gosh, look at how Cora looked a year ago or 2 years ago, or because she's been in Paige's life for so long too. So I'm like, oh man, look at what Paige looked like 5 years ago. Holy crap, or 7 years ago. So I mean,
it
makes me feel old.
I like to look at it like every day. I'll look at the my memories because I just like to see where I was then and where I am now. So that's cool. I think it's nice for knowing your own progression.
How much of a fuck boy I was back then.
I see some stuff that I posted in 2011 when I was still in high school, like when I was my graduation year.
Delete.
Yeah, seriously, it's like, what am I talking about?
I left it there.
I sound like I sound like a dumbass.
The version of me.
Yeah. Well, I don't actually delete mine either. No, I usually leave them there. Because what's the point?
Do you hide them from people though?
No, I don't care.
I don't either. No. That's why I'll never be a politician.
I'm barely 18. I was a young kid, 17, 18 years old. I don't care. What does it matter what I thought then? It's what I think now. It's how I act now.
True. And on top of all that, you can actually make new friends. You get into those little clubs and groups and chats and meet new people.
I actually reached out to you on Facebook to join this podcast. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I live in shitty service, so people call me on Facebook Messenger and stuff like that. Because the whole Wi-Fi calling doesn't freaking work. I don't care who you have.
Well, it does if you have Androids.
Yeah,
does it really?
Yeah, it really does.
It doesn't work with Apple at all. It sucks. Or it's just my internet service provider. Or it's just my internet service provider. Could be. Never know. Or, at one point in time, it was awesome, but then with
Shoes on the other foot, Frank.
For once. Wow, you have your day.
For once.
You have your day.
That's it. We're going to have an Android versus Apple.
We need to.
That one's a quick episode for me. It's all just user interface, but we'll get over that later.
No, that'll school you. He'll do some research and he'll school you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I try to be unbiased, so I don't know.
I'm biased. I like Apple.
Shit.
I was Android.
Maybe it's not a good idea.
But yeah, and then you can also find groups about Apple and Android on there, and the hate between them and stuff like that as well. Yeah. I don't hate either of them. I use Android for my 3D printers. I have 2 Android phones just for my printers. And then I use an Apple for my personal.
Right.
That's all. It's not like I hate them. It's just that I prefer one user interface over the other. Now I hate the Wi-Fi thing. I wish I could figure that out, but maybe I'll look on one of the groups on Facebook or put a post out there and say, yo, Apple users, does your Wi-Fi calling suck too? Or is it my ISP?
See, I stopped using it though, because as soon as I walked away, if I'm still on the phone and I walk away from my house or something, there goes the call. It has a hard time transferring, and that just pees me off.
Yeah.
I don't like losing calls.
Yeah. Well, we don't even get them. We don't even get the calls. It goes right to voicemail. It sucks to ass. Yeah, it sucks.
Nah, forget that.
Yeah.
All right, but there's also some other things. 58% of people say that social media also makes them feel more accepted. So there is that.
Yeah, people looking for validation for things too. Like
they feel their soapbox.
They feel there's 67% of people say they can rely on it to get them through tough times through people. So there's that.
Well, it makes sense if it's another group, right? Like say I have a disease or something like that. I go on to a group that, people that have the same disease, and they're going to help me and empower me. And I'm going to see people that have the same thing as I have and how they progressed through it and achieved stuff that I think was unachievable. And now I'm seeing somebody else do it. So of course it empowers me. Absolutely. But that's just it's an inlet to talking to other people. That's really what it is. It's just the communication there.
Well, see, that can work in both ways though. It can be good and bad because
you always have those people out there.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get into the bad just yet, but
no, for sure. All right. So in adolescence, they also say it is a place that they can show their creative side. So that's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Play around, figure out some stuff. And they get to see 80% of the adolescents say they get to see what's going on in their friends' lives. It's true.
Yeah.
And also, it's a good place to catch up on like local news and stuff. What's going on around you?
Nobody picks up a phone and calls anymore. So a quick text message, and then if they even respond to you or not. But
birthday messages, stuff like that.
Right.
You still have your close friends.
Seeing people's like daily activities on Facebook and keeping up with their lives makes you feel like you're still close with your friends, even though you probably check that first page on your phone to see if you reached out to them recently.
And then you're so close, so much that you even get to see what they're eating. Some people just like to post all the meals that they're eating. So you get to see everything of some people's lives.
My girl posted last night. She painted all of she painted the windows at her house like a Christmas theme.
Oh,
she posted that, so she gets to post her art sometimes, and
that's cool. Yeah, that's real cool. You get a following, it empowers you to do more art,
right?
Which enables you to get into your more artistic side and open up other bounds.
She's very good at art. I told her she should set up her phone and do like a painting and like have like a sped up video of her.
Yeah, people are doing that.
Yeah, drawing it, and I was like, that'd be cool.
Maybe she could start doing commissions, bro. Or what I would do is I would have her just do, if she just likes to do it for fun, have her do them and then put them on a shop like Etsy or something like that. But then make a Facebook page to push it to.
Yeah.
So there's another thing, another positive, marketing.
Positive for sure.
Yep.
For the business. Yes. And consumer, if you think about it. Okay. That's it. Okay. All right. Yeah, for sure.
Things you can find on there. Like I know I go there a lot for Facebook Marketplace, and find stuff that I want.
Bought some yesterday. Off the Marketplace.
Seriously, it's like
you can find stuff
on there. You can find stuff so cheap, and there it's still like good stuff. But I mean, there's also scumbags out there that'll try and scam you and
give you stolen stuff.
Give you something that just doesn't work. So
yeah, you got to watch that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I can't think of anything else positive. Sorry. that's about it.
Long distance relationships, it could help with them. It could help stay, in touch.
Yes.
Sure. It can help. Can't say
like
it can't.
Not like an intimate relationship, right?
No, what the fuck you
long distance? Well, I mean, you could use video.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure. Okay.
I'm trying to think of positives for
you. There is also that it makes you feel good to look at the stuff. Well, I think that's one thing I didn't think about. You feel good looking at it.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good.
A lot of ads though.
Sometimes
the ads, man.
Yeah, the ads on Facebook.
Ridiculous.
Do you see some of the ads on Reels?
Ridiculous.
Insane. You haven't seen any of them?
I don't
really don't go on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't
do Reels.
Good. Don't. I'll watch them sometimes, and like how Facebook puts ads on some of them now. Like, well, at the end, sometimes the ads are not like they're pretty like graphic.
No, I don't see them. I don't watch Reels because like sometimes I get stuck in the trap of watching videos on Facebook, but then I'm realizing I'm in Facebook. I'm like, why am I here? The videos here suck compared to TikTok. So I go to TikTok for videos. I go to Facebook to catch up with people. I go to TikTok for entertainment. That's the way.
You know what's funny? You say that. However, the biggest audience is still on Facebook.
Well, yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, people don't like TikTok because of the whole China thing, so they won't go. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if Facebook tries to do something like Threads did or something like that, well, Threads got burned and buried because of the whole connection to Instagram and stuff. But who knows? Maybe even Facebook has that already. I just don't know because I haven't tried to get rid of anything.
I don't think they.
I had.
Like they have anything.
I think I got most of my followers from Facebook Reels. But I would just take the videos that I made for TikTok and I just put them on my Facebook Reels.
Yeah.
And
you're like, ooh, this is gold.
I went to like 6,000 followers in a short time on TikTok and then I had 10,000 followers on Facebook in like even faster.
Yeah.
And it was like
quick there.
Yeah.
Very quick.
But the problem is consistency. You have to consistently post. And
Yeah.
That's across all channels.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing about me is like Facebook, all the friends that I have on Facebook, most of them, if not all of them, I've met in person. I have like 1,700 friends. So,
Damn.
I mean, because I've traveled, I've done, I've done a lot in my life, worked many places, stuff like that. So like most of the people on my Facebook, I know. You know what I mean? So that's why I keep that, because that's people like I actually met or like have met one time and said, hey man, you're cool. Let's, or even, drank with or whatever at a bar and said, what's your Facebook? Like I've met everybody on my Facebook.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Now everything else I haven't.
I haven't met everybody on my Facebook.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of why I use that.
Yeah. I can't add somebody I don't know on Facebook.
That's how I am.
It's like, bro, what do you want? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't even, I don't talk to anybody that I don't know. So I'll get messages sometimes and I'll just, either I don't even open it and just delete the message or I leave them on red.
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I would share my Facebook before my cell phone number. So I'd have a lot more acquaintances on Facebook than I would in my phone. Just because I was like, all right, I know you, like I met you right now, but I don't know you. So here's my Facebook. Don't call my cell phone. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Interesting.
Now I don't even, I'm a recluse pretty much. I come see you guys.
Yeah, I know. That's how I
work from home. So
unfortunately,
I go see family. I see some friends here and there. I see you guys every week. I go to the gym when my health allows me to. And
yeah, no, I feel you.
Life.
That's what exactly
how I feel too.
Work, home, and then here. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. I went hunting this past week. I took my girlfriend's son. I took him out trying to get him a deer, but no luck.
Man, that's been the story everywhere.
There's a lot of big deer that got shot in archery.
Okay.
I hear some fire, when I'm sitting in the couch because people are shooting around my house.
Yeah, just go to
in the woods.
Just go to one of those ranches where they have the deer that they bring in. My brother-in-law's uncle, he's gotten rich off of doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he does. All he does. He's a local guy too. It's crazy. He's got his YouTube is humongous. His Facebook is humongous.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Just off of deer. All he does is deer.
Wow.
He just sells them to these ranches where you can go hunt them.
Wow.
Fuck Dan. No, Dan doesn't need to do that.
Nah. He sells to the ranches that people go to shoot the deer.
Yeah. Yeah. So they can get their big trophy buck by cheating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shot that by myself. I was in the woods for 3 hours just waiting for.
Yeah, I know.
Fenced in woods.
Yeah, I got a phone call.
Yeah.
Got a phone call. He said they released him, so I knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly.
I got ready.
I mean, hey, it is
whatever.
Yeah. All right.
To each his own.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's get to the negative.
There's an elephant in here?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of cool nuance.
Oh, nice to talk about Frank like that.
Yeesh.
Sorry, God.
Talking about my trunk, aren't you?
Yes.
An elephant picking up peanuts.
You're Irish, Frank. Stop.
I am extremely Irish.
Anyway, go on.
So let's get to negative. There's a lot of nuance in negative. A lot. There's a lot of different little things and aspects that we'll get to, but let's just get to the big one. Dopamine.
Oh,
that's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the one everybody knows,
Rush.
everybody talks about. And the effect of dopamine is the best way I heard it explained, because we talk about it a lot on here, but the best way I heard it explained is it's your experience versus your expectation.
Mm-hmm.
So if your experience beats what you expect it to be, you're going to get dopamine. If your experience is less than what you expect to be, you're not going to get the dopamine. But I thought that was a pretty cool way of explaining what dopamine does to your body, or how it works rather, and how you can get it. So dopamine makes you feel good. It's the make you feel good hormone.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So like, you like posting a picture and getting 100 likes when you only thought you get 6, 7, 8.
Did you just say sex?
No, I said 6.
Okay. He's still thinking about the trunk.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Fuck you, Frank.
Can I ride you like
apparently you want
Dumbo? Can I ride you like Dumbo?
That was my nickname growing up.
What?
Dumbo. I don't like that.
Oh.
Fuck her. It really was. People call me that. They
Really?
picked on me a lot for my ears.
I do. Yeah.
We need to do an episode on bullying.
It's
On your
full
ears?
circle.
Dude, I got called.
Do an episode on your ears?
No, not on my ears.
Oh.
Bro, I'm sure
On
I'm
Dumbo?
sure you guys can come up with plenty of fucking jokes about my ears to last an hour and a half. I'm sure he's good.
To be honest with you, I never even took notice. I didn't think.
Really?
Yeah, I
No,
didn't.
everybody always called me Dumbo.
No, I never.
You should have seen
never
how
looked
like
into
what
it.
people.
Did you like work on them? Because they do look better from when you were younger.
Yeah, I started curling with them.
No,
and-
for real, you can.
I don't.
You can do that.
No, I did not know that.
You can
yeah,
curl
you
with
do that.
them.
No, wait.
Yeah, I started
Oh my
curling
God.
my ears, working them out a little bit.
No, supposedly you could like train it to go back if your ears stick out real far.
Huh?
Supposedly. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I just seen that
Duct
on
tape,
a
bro.
TikTok or
Duct tape.
something.
Mhm.
Works wonders.
My daughter Hazel's like she has some big ears now too, and I feel like they're not huge, but they like stick out a little bit.
Yeah, but
so-
she has hair now. It should be good.
True.
Grow
Doesn't have a lot of hair
long
yet.
hair. Grow the long
yeah,
hair.
that, yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
Girls are
Mhm.
lucky that way. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you had long hair at one point in time. Worked for you too.
20 some odd years.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yep. Samson.
Miss every
And then
freaking day of
And
it.
you killed your hair. Cut it
Yeah,
all
well, that
off.
wasn't the source of my strength, so I'm good.
But like Palomalu, right?
Yeah.
This is hair.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, anyways, back to dopamine.
Yep. Sorry.
Yep.
All right.
One.
So the problem with dopamine and social media is that every time you get a hit, when you go on there, you post something and you come back and you see you got your likes, your phone's going off, you're getting more than what you expected, you know. Problem with it is over time, it needs more to stimulate more growth of more release of
Yeah.
dopamine. So it
yeah.
becomes, oh, wow, I post this. I think I may get a 1 like from mom. And then you get 5 and you're like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Then you post again and you're like, all
I
right,
should get 5
get
likes.
5. And then you get 6 and you're like, oh my God. Oh, wow, I'm getting better or something. And then you post another one and you just keep wanting more. And then all of a sudden you get hit with you're suddenly up to 100 likes and you post and you get one that's at like 70 and you're like, oh, I must have had a shit post.
Yeah.
This is terrible. When you started off being expecting 1, you
Mhm.
know, and you got happy for 5,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's a constant pushing, which can be used to the good.
You get 100 likes on your posts?
Depends on which one I'm on. Some I only get 5.
I do
I'm
when
looking
I
for
put my-
mommy.
I do
Now,
Mm-hmm.
but that's one of the negatives of dopamine, because dopamine is used for good. You need
Yeah.
dopamine. It's really not the big bad boogeyman.
Yeah.
It is actually good. It gives you motivation, drive, energy. It pushes you to succeed. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It makes sense what you're saying, because I remember like one Facebook reel I posted got like 470,000 views and like 28,000 likes.
Nice.
And
Wow.
you know, and I was like, wow, this is great. And then
Yeah.
the next like 10 videos I posted like barely broke 1,000 views. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's a blow.
That's a killer. Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
relate because when the baby was just born, Rachel took a video of me and put it on TikTok, and we got like 5 million views.
Yeah.
Freaking huge.
Yep.
And then she put up
Yeah.
another one with the bee and the baby, and we got like 100 and some. I'm like,
Yep.
wow, what happened there? But originally, like we put the first video up, like, maybe I'll get like a couple likes, whatever. But then when it started
went
going and
viral,
it got
yeah.
to like 1 million views, I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Then it got to 2 million views. I was like, what the frick is going on? This is awesome.
Mhm.
And then I got up to like 5 million. I'm like, this is gonna keep going. It could be awesome. But then it like settled out around there and didn't go anymore. I'm like, oh, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And if you're a creator out there and you're experiencing those things, push through them and keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I wish I would have.
Just
I wish I
keep
wouldn't
going.
have got discouraged and stopped.
Yeah, because that happened to me with my TikTok, and I was bouncing all over the place, but I kept going and I just kept growing.
Yep.
And you'll eventually hit another video that'll go viral.
Mhm.
It'll happen.
Yep.
You just got to keep working on your craft.
Yep.
Get better every video. But anyways, all right. So with dopamine, you can burn out your dopamine. You can burn it out.
You get it back though?
You get it back.
We have to wait a while.
You have to wait.
I probably have to wait another 10 years.
No.
I had a wild 20s.
Nah, you're good, man. It doesn't take that long.
Carry the two. Yeah, 10 more years.
Yeah, that's funny, Frank.
Yeah, no, I think you're good, man. But no, so what you were saying about it earlier when we first started, the death scroll, it's called death scrolling or doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to, whichever way you want to go, but that's what it's called. When you start scrolling and you're like, oh man, that's a cool video, that's a cool video. And all of a sudden you're there for 20 minutes and you don't even know why you're there. You just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not getting anything from this. I'm not feeling good about these videos. And you're just doom scrolling, death scrolling.
See, it sucks because I do the same thing. I'll start scrolling through and I'm like, oh, that's a cool video. I like the video. And then I'll scroll just to see more new stuff. And then it constantly, since I like that, it starts giving me the same exact sound, the same, basically people doing the same video, just a different person. I was like, oh, I don't want to see all this. I like that one video. I don't need to go through and like all these videos because that's all it's going to give me then. I don't like that.
Yeah, I hate repeats. That drives me nuts. Yeah. Especially when it's, I hate that.
I want to see new stuff. Show me something different, something else that I can like.
Yeah. What I started doing is instead of the death scrolling, I just started taking that part of social media out and focusing on another. So I look at YouTube more than anything now. And the reason I do that is because you learn more on YouTube.
Yeah, you do.
Like a lot more. Yeah. So if I'm going to waste time sitting there, instead of watching reels or watching some woman catfish me with makeup, because that's huge on my reels right now. I don't know why, but I think I do know why. We'll have to talk about it in an episode. But if I just can't stand how you see all these stupid videos that you don't even care about. You know what I mean? I'd rather not even look at that anymore, and I'd rather look at something that I'm going to learn. So I'd rather look at a YouTube video where I learn more about catting, or how do I do a different shape in catting or Fusion 360, or how do I, critique something that I'm already working on, or what's the experience here with this? I'll Google search something, then I'll YouTube it. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll watch the YouTube video. And I like doing that because at least I feel like I'm getting something out of it other than just a high or a dopamine high, right? I'm getting knowledge, and knowledge is power. Yeah. So that's why I've started converting. And this podcast really is what helped me do that. Because I started watching more YouTube from our podcast. So then I started putting more and more of my time in the YouTube than everywhere else.
Oh,
so
cool.
now I like YouTube, and I like the UI of it and everything. So where I'm now I Google what I want to learn, and I say YouTube at the end of the Google, and then it comes up with all the YouTubes of that topic. Yeah, and then I just go through and I start listening to them. And if I don't like the guy or whatever, I just move to the next one, or the person talking or whatever. I just move around, and or I watch a couple of them to see what's going on. And then the best thing about it now is chapters. So I could go in, if there's a video of this guy talking about soup to nuts, I can go in the middle and say, oh, I only want to see this part of it. I don't care about the rest of it. I know the rest of it. I'm only concerned about this part. So now I could go to that chapter.
Yeah, that is.
Watch that chapter.
I do love that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We got to start doing that with our YouTube.
By
the way, I only did it with one video, but we've got to start working on doing that. Yeah.
I liked a lot of the do-it-yourself videos. I watch a lot of that, and that what no way guy. That guy. What no way.
Yeah. The thing is, when you watch those just mindless videos of whatever the frick you're watching, dances and motivational quotes and stuff, that's great, but an hour later, what video do you remember? None of them.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of them. Not a one. So most people would probably have gone into this by, cutting off, testing or researching by cutting off all their media and then seeing how they feel. I did the exact opposite because I'm not really on it to begin with.
So you had to start using it.
So I went into a deep dive, and dude, I lost I don't know, 3-4 hours in one day. I think it was Wednesday. Right. And I was like, I was in my kitchen, death scrolling. And it was like, I was like, I'll be on here for like 5-10 minutes, whatever. I look up, I'm there for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? I went through my phone and here I was on there. I was on the social media for like 5 hours that day. I was like, what the win?
Wow.
I didn't even realize it was that much.
Wow.
Right.
But yeah, so that was my reversed way of going at it.
Yeah.
My issue, I'll get like, I'll see one good like DIY project or some guy that's like, oh, here's how you make a perfect circle using the bandsaw, and they can show you. He'll show you how to make a perfect circle with a bandsaw, or like just stupid little projects.
That's awesome. Yeah,
stupid little projects like that.
Like
it's like,
that.
holy shit, like a good woodworking like skills that you could have like for the future. And I'm like, this is cool. And then that's what happens. I start scrolling. I'm watching. Then I'll watch all of those guys' videos to see what woodworking projects I could do, or just things like. 'Cause I like to work with my hands. I like to physically grab some wood.
The wood.
I'm sure.
Elephant wood.
That's why I looked right at you. I thought you were gonna make a joke, but I like to do that and like actually put something together. Like I made my girlfriend a crafting table, like with like it's like an L shaped. No.
Go ahead.
No, that's a
artsy craft.
That's a video game, like arts and craft. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, I knew you were joking. But yeah, I mean, that's cool to me. So when I see stuff like that, that's when I kind of get like, I get hooked, and it's like, I start watching. It's like, all right, oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. I need to try that. And then I'll start sending them to like my girl. I'll be like, hey, do you think we could do something like this, or do you think we could, should I build this, or
that sounds productive.
Yeah,
that's.
I am not productive when I get on that shit.
But that's what I mean.
I lose hours.
But it'll be like I'll start watching these videos and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time I stop, it's like by the time I realize it's like 4 or 5, I'm like, holy shit.
The worst part is like you have 10 minutes before a meeting and then you get on there and the next thing you know, you're 5 minutes late for the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, Hums.
Or worst part is
like that.
Horrible.
I'm taking a poop in the morning before I have to go to work and I'm scrolling on it. And then I look at the time and it's like, holy shit, I have to be at work in 4 minutes. I got to leave.
Yeah, wow. Your legs are numb. Your legs stumbling out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
All pins and needles.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what takes you so long in the bathroom all the time? I don't know. I just, I don't know. I was pooping. That's all it was. Just a long poop.
So, off of pooping.
Take
I
a pill this morning?
Don't start, Frank. Don't
Sorry, man.
start.
That's the next
Not taking a
episode.
poo-poo pill.
That's the next episode. Actually is.
Oh no.
Anyways, so when I did that, I did notice I got depressed.
Yeah, because you lost that time. You
And
said,
then
what the fuck did I just do?
It wasn't even that. It was like I got off and I'm like, man, it's dark out. Nothing seemed interesting. Nothing seemed vivid or bright to me or interesting. I actually went through, it felt dark. It felt like darkness after I was done. The one at my kitchen table for an hour. The other ones, I didn't really notice it, but that one hit me. I don't know why, but that one hit me. And I just felt like shit afterward. And I when I was going through this, it was interesting because I didn't know this, but when you hit a peak in dopamine, right? So let's say you're scrolling, you've now burnt it out. You hit your peak. You drop below baseline. It releases another thing called dimorphosis. Anyways, it releases
I'll buy
that
that
one.
for $1.
After you hit your peak, you come back down. You releases that, which is the same thing that your body says, "Oh, I feel pain."
Oh,
What the fuck?
Yeah. And this is anything that has to do with dopamine.
Wow.
Not just social media, but also social media.
Yeah.
But anything dopamine-genic.
Wow.
Yep.
Sure.
But it's pretty interesting to think after you get that high. Like did you guys ever perform on a stage or in front of people?
Dude, I was a wrestler.
Yeah. Do you know the high you get from that?
Yeah.
You get a freaking high.
I was nervous as shit to get out there, man. But once I was out there, I never wanted it to fucking end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And coming down's hard.
Yeah. I miss it.
Good.
And then
I
once you're
wrestle too,
down,
but real wrestling.
sure. So
No, but I mean, I was on not really on a stage, but you're on a mat in front of a huge crowd of people. It's just you and one other guy going at it. So yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
One other guy going at it. You're right. Sometimes in multiple. Too easy, Brian. For the guys.
Oh,
Doing it for the clips. That's what we're doing this for. It's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Sure. That's what we're doing it for, buddy. But yeah, so anyways, that is the interesting part of dopamine, that happens at the end where you crash.
Yeah.
And you do feel depression. That does feel, it sucks. You want to get another high.
Well, I mean, when you're sitting there looking at a bunch of videos of people, for me, if you're looking at a bunch of videos of people that are doing great in life and they have all this cool stuff, they have I see a lot of side-by-side videos, people out just living their best life. And then I stop watching it and I look around. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Now I'm comparing my life to theirs, which, you can't do.
Which is, that's a big problem for sure.
Yeah.
That causes a lot of issues, especially in girls and women.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of issues.
And the problem is most of these people online that you're jealous of at that point in time or whatever, these women or people in general, they're putting it on a facade. So their life is fucking misery behind the scenes.
Yep.
But it looks amazing to you in a little picture frame. You know what I mean?
Even if it's not a facade, even if it isn't, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be consuming so much that you have to compare yourself like that.
I agree.
Because you should be looking at your life and saying, oh, I've gotten better. I've done this.
That's what's nice about Facebook memories, because then I can look back and say, this is where I was.
Yeah.
This is where I am now.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I mean,
that makes a lot of sense.
I don't think that it's a bad thing for you to see somebody else about, that is doing a little better than you, for you to feel like, man, I need to do a little better. I don't see motivation. Yeah, exactly. I don't see it being wrong about the motivation compared, but there's a fine line, like everything, right? There's a fine line. That motivation can turn into depression. I can't believe I've not amounted to anything. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
I've done nothing compared to this guy.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a fine line. It's all about, your mental status, your mental health. Are you strong-minded? Are you strong-minded to take it in stride? Or are you weak-minded where you won't be able to take it in stride? Instead, it will just beat you down. It's a difference. It's all about being strong-minded. If you're strong-minded, you could do whatever you want. As I'm learning as I get older, your mind matters more than your body. If your mind is messed up, or you're messed up in your mind, thinking the worst, being stressed out, we talked about it, gut health, everything else like that, your mind will control your body, even outside of your normal control. So if you're stressed out, now your gut health's fucked up. Now that leads to something else. Do you see what I'm saying? So it all depends on how strong-minded you are about those things.
I could see that for sure. Yeah, I could see that.
So I'll look at my friends, and some people that are just doing better than me, or people that I've known that we were at the same level. Now they're doing really good. And to me, it's like, I'm happy for them. I am. Yeah. But it's like, okay, what am I doing wrong that I'm not doing as good as them? It's not that I'm not so much, I don't know if I'd say jealous of where they're at, because they're doing good. Yeah. And I really am happy for them. And I would not trade that. I wouldn't ask for anything less. But for me personally, it can be motivating. It's like, all right, what am I doing wrong? What's the problem here? What do I need? I need to do something here.
That's why I got to keep a couple dicks on your social media.
Yeah.
Successful dicks. Assholes. Successful ass. This is getting worse. Successful people you don't like. Successful people you don't like on there, because you look at them and that motivates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's somebody that's a scumbag and they're doing really good, I look at that and I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to destroy you. Yeah. I am coming for you. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, all right.
Okay. So you're not the only one today. Fuck off.
Good Lord. He's coming for them. All right.
But anyway,
funny, bro. You guys are fucking funny.
I can't wait for this one.
So there is a lot of toxic shit too. You got to watch the toxic stuff on media.
Yeah,
because
like keyboard warriors that piss me off. I want to smack them in their fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Fucking
You
say
said
that
it.
shit to me in the street, you fuck.
No,
You know what I
they
mean? That's
won't.
how I am.
Yeah.
That's why I try not to get into it too much, especially politics. Politics are all over the place. That's one thing I can't stand about social media is politics are everywhere, even TikTok.
Yep.
Trump, Biden, vote this, give me this, blah, 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 debate this, blah, 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 blah. I'm fucking fed up, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of it. We're all getting screwed constantly. Like, I give a shit. You know, what are we going to sit here and bicker about? That right there is you doing that is furthering the division from the powers.
Yep.
So I just, but the worst part about it is TikTok sucks because when I say not interested, seeing this too many times, don't send me anything else from this follower or this creator or whatever like that. They come the fuck back up. So like, cool, give me the cool, what happened to all the tools? Right. I used to see all these cool tool shits and everything else. Now it's more like freaking politically based and gender based. I'm getting a lot of gender shit now and everything like that. When I didn't get that stuff before, I was getting tools. I was, hey, this new tool from DeWalt, this new tool from Milwaukee. Check this out at the convention center or whatever they were doing. Like I would see cool new tools and then I would end up buying them on Amazon. Fuck, you know what I mean? But still, you know what I mean? Because I like tools. But I don't get that anymore. Now I get political horse shit.
Yeah.
Gender stuff. Which, you know, whatever, the gender thing's your thing, whatever. It's not my thing. I don't, you know what I mean? Whatever. I'd rather look about tools than gender fluidity or whatever you're talking about. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. So I don't want to see that then. So why is the algorithm so mangled?
It is completely screwed.
Mangled.
Yeah.
I don't get it either. I don't know what on my Facebook profile would think that I support Joe Biden in any way, shape, or form. But I'll get like the stupid Joe Biden ads where it's like Joe Biden has a job to done and he has a job to do and he's getting it done.
Oh yeah, he's getting it done.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not.
Thankfully, I get those ads and shit like that about politics on Facebook, but TikTok is the worst. Because like I even state, like, not interested. Don't want to see this creator again. I don't want to see this creator again. They come up again. So like, and it's even to the point where like, all right, I can see like, okay, they both come up. So if it's a political thing, right? And it's a political debate between two creators, well, the first creator will come up, I say not interested. The second creator will come up, I'll say not interested. About 30 minutes later, they'll come up again.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an issue with that with what is it? I have an Elon Musk video that keeps popping up that he's giving away money, or Warren Buffett. I keep saying, no, I don't want to see this. This is obviously spam.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming back up.
It's just,
and I'm like, I don't know. Their algorithm's screwed. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Either way, when we did the media one, either way it's screwed. Because it's screwed if it works, and it's screwed if it doesn't work. Because if it does work, then it only caters to what you want.
Yeah.
You don't get any opposing views.
That's true.
It's screwed either way.
Great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of do that. They kind of do that now, though. Like, we're separated out on social media between, like, left and right. Like, I see a lot more right-wing stuff than I do left-wing stuff because I'm center, but I lean more right than left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't consider myself full right. There's no way because I don't agree with a lot of shit that they do either. And I don't agree with a lot of the shit that comes from either side. So I have to be center. I have to be because I don't agree with it. But I lean more with agreeing to the stuff that's on the right than the left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I consider myself more right-leaning, but still centered.
Yeah, I don't like anybody in politics, but I am right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And the reason that is just because the left has gone a little far too deep for me down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Like, and it's been rather hypocritical.
Yeah.
It's hypocritical on both sides, but it's super hypocritical on the left.
Least.
Yeah. It's, you know, like
it's been crazy.
mandates, everything like that. I mean, and vaccine passports and stuff. So
Stupid.
there's just, I see a lot of that. So that's why I lean more right, but it's all over. Politics are all over the internet, all over, everywhere. You know what I mean? I just can't. I mean, it's harder for you because I know you can't stand politics at all. Like you
can't.
Yeah. So I mean, at least I entertain it a little bit. But for you, it would be more of a.
I basically have it worn off of all of my feeds. Every now and then I'll get something political, but for the most part, all my feeds, it's all they know. I'm not interested. I'll look at what you stand on paper.
Yeah.
Right.
And your history on paper. I don't care how smooth of a talker you are.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, we got screwed with Obama with that. He was a smooth talker, but man, did he do some stuff behind the scenes that just buried all Americans all around.
Oh.
So I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we should just change that all up. And then, but here's the thing. Well, now we're talking about politics. You have to look at it this way. Politics are in social media, even if you get out of it, even if you say, I'm not interested in all of it because of the stuff that happened with Twitter. Since the government entities were paying these social media companies to lead the masses, because that's what social media is doing now. Look at where do people get their news from?
Social media.
Okay. So we now have a tyranny happening where tax dollars are being used to shun us from seeing certain things on the places that we get our news.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So social media it's like anything else. It's a tool, right?
Yeah.
It's a tool, but unfortunately the negative people or the bad people in the world that want power and greed and everything like that are using that tool against us.
Yeah.
So there's your pros and cons of social media. It could be used for good. It could be used for bad, but you're always going to have those negatives happen because there's negative people out there that care more about.
Aren't they talking about making Facebook like you have to pay for it, like to use it? Then
I think people are gonna drop.
Dude, it'll tank.
It'll drop.
It'll tank it.
Oh,
I'm out.
Literally, I mean,
me too. I'm out completely. Yeah,
it's the number one social media for monthly active users in the world at like 3 billion, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, like 300 some million of those are from India that can't afford to pay anything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let alone the US, who's not going to want to when there's freedom in these social medias everywhere, which is another issue, that it's free. People can say whatever the frick they want.
Can they?
No.
Not really. Not really.
No.
But they can do it without consequence to themselves. They can hide behind it like a...
Or they can create a fake account.
Yeah.
And do something like that.
Create like a trolling account, like on TikTok or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, whatever. You can create a trolling account anywhere.
What?
Frank has a trolling account.
At one point in time, yes.
Nice.
Because I didn't trust TikTok 100% at one point in time. You know what I mean? So now whatever. I'm just on there. I don't post much. I send you shit.
You do a lot, yeah.
Just videos that I see.
At first, I didn't even know it was you. I just started getting. I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy with the Nacho Libre person on the?" Is it
Give him my hand,
I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And he kept sending me stuff, and I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know who the fuck you are." And then just one day it clicked. I'm like, "I bet you this is Frank." You sent me something. You sent me something about podcasts or like. What I forget what it was, or social media in some way. I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "This has to be Frank. Has to be."
Yeah, I'm incognito on there.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
nice. Always good to have those accounts.
Well, then
I'm private too.
Then I saw I saw Skook in the name, and I was like, "Oh, that's definitely Frank."
Yeah, I'm private too. So, but, I mean, I don't care. I don't really troll that much now, anyways. Although I did troll this one girl about her teeth. Yeah. But we'll talk about that. Maybe we have an episode coming up one of these days for
teeth,
we do. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad but I don't, because I wasn't mean about it. I just stated the obvious, but sometimes the obvious is not the best thing to hear, but we'll talk about that then.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
It's another thing, another negative on social media.
Yeah.
Bullies.
Yeah.
Bullies.
Mm-hmm. Keyboard warriors.
And what sucks is you can't run away from it.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
There's always that one guy, like somebody will post a progress picture of how they're I lost like 70 pounds. I feel great about myself. And then somebody will be like, dude, you're still fat. Shut up. Like what the fuck?
Let's talk about, you know what I mean?
I mean, they're your friends. Most of the time it's your friends that are just wanting to be funny or be a dick to you, but sometimes like that could be like crushing to somebody's,
I mean, talk about that. And now bullying, one of the biggest negative effects of social media is bullying and suicide with kids.
Yeah.
Just think about it. When we were younger, well, I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, we didn't have social media at all. Like at all.
We didn't have it either.
So. All right, good. So when we didn't have social media at all then, so we would get bullied in school. We'd go home and we could forget about it until the next day. We could dread the next day coming, but we know the next day was coming in so many hours, so we could chill at home with our family, our mom and dad, and relax and everything like that. However, with social media now, you leave school, you're bullied all night. You're getting dinged up on your phone. People running their mouths. You getting messages. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And it is bad, especially for, the youth, because it's in a 2022 study in the International Journal of Environmental Health found time spent on social media can increase the risk of depression by 13% per hour. For every hour you're on there, you can get more depressed.
Wow.
13% more depressed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for adolescents, you're 71% more likely to have one risk for suicide if you are on your phone or social media for more than 5 hours a day.
I got screen time on my kid, so she can't go
Nice.
so many hours. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son Aries is pretty bad with screen time.
You need to nip that in the butt, my friend.
Immediately.
Yeah, like sooner than later.
Like we tried to watch a movie the other night. What movie was it? I think we were watching Jumanji, the first one. Not
Robin Williams?
No, the first one with Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Oh,
we watched that one.
Second first
one. Exactly. Yeah.
Second first.
So we were watching that, and we just started the movie, and I looked over, and Aries had my old phone, and he was playing Roblox, and I was like, Aries, time to get off that. I said, we're gonna watch a movie. He's like, okay. And he's like, just let me finish this. I was like, all right. Well, I was like, you got 2 minutes. And then we started watching the movie, and I got into the movie, and then it's probably 10 minutes went by, and I looked over, and he was still on it. I said, Aries, phone down right now, get off of it, and watch the movie with us. And he did. And then when he did, he got so like engaged with the movie, like watching with us, and was like the baby fell asleep, and he didn't even realize he's just laughing because it's a funny movie, and so it was
you got to do that.
And
then you can always reward him too. So like if he does something well, you'd be like, hey man, you gained an hour screen time if you want to play Roblox for an hour. Something like that. You know what I mean? But my kid's on. And she said to me the other night, I'm like, oh, check these jerseys out. I want to buy jerseys. I want to show you a website that I found that you buy jerseys from. It's awesome. But I said, hey, we're going to buy jerseys. They're $50 a jersey. Nike
basketball?
Jersey. I don't know if they have basketball. Football, baseball,
pretty good.
I
hockey.
love basketball jerseys.
I don't know about basketball. I'll give you the site. You can check it out.
Basketball sucks.
Anyways, I said to her, check it out and see what Eagles jersey you want. We're all Eagles fans. And she said, well, I'm out of screen time. I said, well, that sucks to be you. So I sent her pictures of the jerseys. I said, pick one. Like, I'm not giving you more time.
Yeah.
You had 3 hours or 4 hours today, whatever it's set at. I'm not giving you more time. But that's collaborated. So that's everything. But she spends her time on Spotify the most. Like she's like
music.
She had like over 100,000 hours in a month or some shit like or whatever. She's not in a month, but like
hold the phone. Let me do
like
that math.
Bad math. I think it was like it wasn't a month. I forget what it was. It was the rap thing. What's the rap thing that they just
jumping between time zones here?
Yeah, it's dimensions. You had the dimension time together.
Yeah.
But the rap thing that
Mandela
Spotify
effect.
came out, that wasn't, I said a month, but what is that? The whole year? The rap thing? Spotify just came out with this rap thing to show you how many hours you listen to, what your favorite, you know what I mean? Like,
gonna check that out.
Yeah, like Weird Al Yankovic made a joke on XM or whatever that he was saying. He's like, oh, I had like 80 million people, like 80 million people listen to my songs and stuff. I want to thank you. I was able to buy a sandwich. He was like laughing, you know what I mean? Thank you for the sandwich, everyone. You know what I mean? But like, so it was like a wrapped thing. Where you would show you how many artists you listen to, how long you listen to.
Oh, so not like rap the genre.
No. Rap with a W, like Christmas rap. Sorry,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
English language is a son of a bitch, man.
It really is. I hate English language.
So is math, obviously, because I only know interdimensional math.
Math is beautiful, though, because it doesn't matter what language it is. 4 is always 4.
Right. It's true.
That is pretty cool.
It's true.
Well.
No, not well. This is not quantum mechanics.
I'm just kidding.
Quantum theory. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
However, though, did you watch Goody Jr.? He was so right. There's some guy on that's talking about how he doesn't believe in math, and he does. Do you know? Did you see that video?
Blew my mind.
I was like, you got to be shitting me, dude. You got to be shitting me.
I sat there, and 1 times 1 is not 1, and then he's like,
because you're not multiplying anything.
I'm like, bro. And I'm like, nah, you're full of shit. And then I finished I actually stayed to watch the video.
Me too.
And I was like, oh my God, nothing makes sense in math.
I know. And then there's another video of him too. He keeps going. He like,
really?
So multiplication, right? Multiplication. When you multiply something against something, you get more than what you started with, right?
Right.
Except 1 times 1. How's that multiplication? If 1 times 1, you still get 1. Shouldn't it be more than 1? So math is horseshit then.
He gets way deeper.
That's summarizing it, but he gets like way deeper and sounds a lot more sophisticated.
When he's find this link and send it to me, I'm going to watch it then.
Yeah, my mind was blown.
I was blown the fuck away. And then the other one, he's like, take that and then multiply it or whatever, and you get this number. Now take that number and do something with that number, and you get this number, and it just goes back and forth or something like that. He's like, why does everything equate to this number? It's like stuff like that. Like I forget exactly what it was, but the multiplication one blew me away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he keeps going on. I want to see more of his videos.
Yeah, and then he did like subtraction with a square root and multiply it, and he did this complex formula. It wasn't too bad. It was like 3 moves.
Yeah.
It wasn't much.
Crazy.
It was like three
more
formulas.
for my brain, but yeah.
Yeah. And then he did it with something else, and he got the same number, but he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
He's a time traveler.
He's an actor.
Bro, the way he explains math doesn't matter.
Was it Cuba Gooding Jr.? Is that who it was?
Oh, no. Terrence Howard.
Is that who it is?
Terrence Howard.
Are you sure that's who it is?
Terrence Howard. He was the guy that played the pimp in
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Terrence Howard. I think that's
that's who it is. I know the role here because I just dawned on me he played that role. That was a good role, but
yeah.
Got me.
I'll send you the video.
All right.
There's a conversation between A and B, so see your way out, motherfucker.
I was nowhere in that conversation.
Well, we'll get back to elephant, cock, and men, and you'll be right in this conversation.
Holy
Tree has a very nice trunk.
So anyway, for me, with my kids, I have Family Link, and that's how
Family Link.
It's like it's an app you get on your phone. And you can control all your kids' devices. You add your kids' devices to it, and you can control their screen time right from Family Link.
Oh, okay. Is that cost? Does that have a cost?
That's free.
Oh, wow.
I think that one's through Google.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. Huh. But yeah, it's very important that you curb the young ones. That shouldn't even be, honestly, it shouldn't be a question.
No.
All studies prove it.
I mean,
if you're under like 10, there's no benefit.
No.
And I'm going to dive into 10 and up because I mean, I kind of skipped the young ones because everything showed don't, maybe a half hour at most, maybe an hour at most for the young ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And, basically our whole society in America is failing at that. Our whole society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and be honest with you, like some parents are just lazy as fuck, bro. Like you'd rather sit there and throw a tablet at the kid or have the kid watch TV or something instead of playing with them. You know what I mean? Like
engaging.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in video games. I grew up on the video games. I played a lot of video games. It helps with hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. It's a kind of a release sometimes too. Also frustration.
That's kind of where the world is moving these days.
I mean, shit. I started on Atari. You know what I mean? So I'm where I am now. So I let my kid play video games and stuff like that. And now I've had it. So like, I'm going to do things differently with my second daughter than I did my first. My first daughter, I let her have her phone and stuff early because she didn't live with me.
Yeah.
So while she was not living with me, she could keep in contact with me if something bad happens. I know where she is. She could text message me, and actually doing that helped me get custody because she was able to send me stuff that was really going on.
Yeah.
And I had physical evidence of it then.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Instead of just a little girl saying what's going on, I actually have physical evidence of what was going on.
Wow.
So that helped me. Now, when it comes to my second daughter, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. She's with me and my fiance all the time. And even if it's a different situation. So even if me and my, God forbid, even if my fiance didn't work out, I wouldn't have the same situation. Right. So with my second daughter, she's not getting a phone. Not until she's older, like teens.
Yeah.
Like she does not need a phone. There's no reason for it. If I'm really worried about her GPS location, I'll send her with an air tag or something. But she's usually around this all the time. You know what I mean? And she's going to be around this all the time until she starts doing sports and stuff like that when she's a teenager. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But even still, like I have a 15-year-old daughter. She's going to be 16 in what, 8 days or something like that. What's Thursday? On the 11th, she's 18 or she's 16. So I'm still going to keep tabs on her with her phone and stuff like that. Like she has a phone and stuff. But she's not going to be around me all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I still want to be able to have a conversation with her. I want to know if she's in an accident with that collision stuff. I don't know if Android has that, but Apple does. So, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Life Alert has that.
Life
but
Alert?
that's not Android.
Is it Life
That's just
Alert?
an app.
Yeah.
No, it's not Life Alert.
No, that's
oh my
that's
gosh,
the thing. What is it?
Frank
It's,
was on his neck.
Yeah, that's what Frank was on his neck. Exactly. Yeah. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah. Yeah. What is it called?
Life 360.
Life 360.
Yeah. No. That's Apple. That's Apple by itself.
I don't think Android has that built in.
When my kids get to the age where they're going to start going out and playing with their friends and they're not at the house anymore, they're out running around.
That's fun.
Then it's phone time for me. You know, which Braden now is 10 and he has his own phone, but he goes out now. Like he goes out with your son Darius.
Yeah,
you know? Like they get out.
I live in the sticks, bro.
Right,
so where's she gonna go? In the woods?
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, where's she gonna?
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's certain times where you're gonna have there's a need for it. You know, so if an emergency happens, I want my kids to be able to call me when it happens if they're out by themselves. But that's again now it's monitoring their social medias when they have it. Like if your kids that young, you should have passwords to all their social media. So
well, not only that, I wouldn't even let them have social media. So like with Apple, you can have them that they have to request to even download an app, and then I have to approve it before that even happens. So I just wouldn't even let them get it.
Android's like that too, though. You got that where, and then there's kids Messenger. There's kids. I think there's only certain things on like I think you can monitor Snapchat a little bit like that too. I'm not 100% sure, but
there's ways around that on Snapchat. Snapchat's the
and kids are not
work.
stupid these days. So.
I hate Snapchat with passion.
Yeah.
Listen, I hate it more than Instagram, which is a lot.
So when my niece was 8 years old, right? And she had Snapchat and added me on Snapchat, right? So I added her. She's my niece, and I remember she posted a story the one time. She's 8 years old and she was like smoking and at somebody's house, and I'm pretty sure she was drinking. And I was like, what the hell?
How old is she?
She was 8 at the time. She's older now. She's in her teens now.
That's the reality of Snapchat.
So I was like, what the? So I called my brother Ronnie, he just passed away recently. But I called him and I said, yo, I don't know if you know about this, but this is going on. And I said, I hope you don't know about it. And now you do. And he's like, I didn't know about it, but I'm going to take care of it right now. And I'm assuming, I don't know who she was with or who she was hanging out with. I just saw that. And I was like, holy shit, these kids are like 8 years old, drinking and smoking. This is insane.
Yeah.
You know, and I have my son Lex is 8 years old. I couldn't even imagine him doing anything like that. Couldn't even imagine it. Because it's like, it's such a young, and it just makes me think, okay, if that's what she's posting about, what am I not seeing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because my son, both my older boys have Snapchat. I wait till they're a little bit older and let them have it, because you have to consider the fact that they are in a school where everybody else is that has it, and they're going to be put down by their peers. They're going to be left behind.
They will. They'll
be left out of parties. Yep. They'll be left out of events. They won't get to go join them when they're going and hiking up, in the mountains or something. Yeah. So you have to consider that. You have to weigh that as a parent and when that should happen. But with that, our house has, if you have a password on it, I know it. I don't care how old you are. If it's my phone and I'm paying for you, you're going to be open with me. There's no reason that you, as a good, honest, I don't care about your, I need my privacy. No, the fuck you don't. I'm your parent.
Yeah.
I pay for your shit. No, you don't.
I'll take a piss if you want to get private.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I won't come in the bathroom while you're pissing.
Yeah.
But your phone's limits is on limits for me. I'm allowed to do what I want there.
Yeah.
So I'll take it from you too. So guess what? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So I've gone through the pictures. I've seen, their friends doing shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, like I've seen a kid who thinks he's a Crip over here in town. He really thinks he's a real Crip, but he's holding a real gun.
Oh.
Smoking weed.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why can't we just beat people's asses like we used to back in the day? I mean, I remember one time I watched somebody get smacked in the face with a hammer. It was fucking crazy. But martial law, baby. Martial law. You know what I mean?
Because
we're weak. It's a weak society. Like that Crip. You're a Crip from Schuylkill County, bro.
I know. That's why I tried to explain to my son. I'm like, bro, there's no way. Ain't no way.
And if you're an implant, you're a Crip and you're implanted for a reason. You're not going to be running your mouth that you're a Crip because you're implanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you had to run from somewhere for that. Because usually Crips stay in the city or close to the city. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm a Crip from the city, but my mom had to move. So
but my dad's job got relocated, so we had to move.
So I'm stuck out here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's not how it is. So
the second you say dad, I'm like,
you're a lying fuck. But I mean, like, but here's the thing: if it was martial law, somebody beat that fucking dude's ass. Say you're not as tough as you think you are. Knock your fucking shit off. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you can't do that nowadays. Because you do that now, you're sued.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or you're
else.
just gonna get shot.
Well, I mean, even if
people don't fight anymore, they want to pull a gun right away.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it.
Yeah. That's the keyboard warriors always. Oh, I might be left, but I still believe in my Second Amendment. Like, I got bang bangs too, bro. Let's fight with our fisticuffs. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if you're a fucking man. Let's see if you're a fucking man. Leave the shit at the house. Come hang out. See who's the fucking man. You know what I mean?
Keyboard warriors, telephone tough guys, we used to call them.
Telephone tough guys.
Telephone tough guys. Oh, they talk shit on the phone and then
talk shit on the phone.
Yeah.
You
hold me back, Mom. Hold me back.
Yeah, right.
That's a good one.
You know, hold me back. All right. So, anyways, more negatives about social media. Pedophilia. Let's get into it. Oh, pedophilia on social media. You know, I had to bring this up.
This is why I do not post pictures of my kids. I don't know if any of you ever look on my Facebook, but I don't.
Are you private or not, though? Are you public or private?
I'm public.
I'm private.
I have a what is it, a creator's account right now, so it's public, but I don't post pictures of my kids. Yeah. And I believe it or not, I have had people say like, dude, do you never have your fucking kids? Like I never see you post anything about them. It's because I don't fucking like weirdos.
Yeah.
I don't know who's out there looking at pictures of my kids. And just because I'm private, I mean, I'm sure there's ways to get around that too. I don't trust social media.
I'm private, and I mean, there's pictures of my kids up there. Rachel,
I put pictures of like special events.
Yeah.
Not my everyday life with these kids, you know, because I have plenty of pictures. If I go through, I can show you all my Google photos of all the pictures I take of my kids. I took pictures of my daughter, like just for memories for us. But like, it was like funny pictures of like a bubble bath where the whole bath is covered with bubbles. And it's just like, you see your head and you have like things like that.
No bath pictures.
But you can't see anything in these pictures. So it's like, if you post them, it's not a big deal, but still I wouldn't, because they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's a memory that I have of my daughter.
Well, it's that dude that's catching a predator, that guy that's been around the area. You know what I mean?
LC predator catcher.
Yeah. Him.
Yeah. He, believe it or not, see, fucking weird, but I'm sorry about this, but my brother, Chris, was actually caught by him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to get into everything. It's the video is on his page, LC Predator Catcher.
No names or nothing, just let it as it is.
Yeah, he was caught on it. And I immediately, like, he lied about, he said he had an 8-year-old son, which was weird because I had an 8-year-old son. So I'm like, wait a minute. I hope if he's talking about my son, I'll go strangle him in his fucking sleep. If he's talking about my kid being his son, I'll end him. But I was like, it immediately got me hot, and I had to comment on, like, just so you know, he doesn't have an 8-year-old son. I'm his brother. You can reach out to me if you want to know anything about him. And he actually messaged me and asked for his full name, and I gave it to them. I was like, this is his name. And I was like, dude, unfortunately, this fucking waste of life is my brother, but you know, he was trying to meet up with what he thought was a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, I mean,
on, I guess it was Grindr.
Yeah.
Which is another social media, I'm guessing it would be considered,
it's
right?
Like
dating app.
It's like a gay Tinder.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I found out the hard way what that was, because I was.
Did you go and download it?
Well, I'm like, so
I'm single.
I didn't go on it. I didn't go on it, but I worked with a gentleman that was talking to me about it. He was gay. I worked with a gentleman in Jersey that was gay, that was telling me about Grindr, and I'm like, oh, well, it's Grindr, and he said, oh, it's like a dating app. I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's like Tinder. He's like, oh yeah, but it's only dirtier. I'm like, oh wow, that sounds great. You know what I mean? Because I was young. I'm like, oh, that's great. You know what I mean? That's freaking great. And he's like, yeah. And then like a day later, I find out it's only for men. I'm like,
because he downloaded
I'm a fucking boomer. No, because somebody told me. Because I was like, oh, did you hear about that?
It's all making sense.
No, because,
he makes gay jokes about me, but really it's
well, actually, you would have loved to have been there because the friend that I talked to made such a fucking dick out of me. I said, yo, bro, did you hear about this new fucking app called Grindr?
No way.
Could you imagine what we would have been like back then if we would have had that back then? And he's like, dude, you do know what the fuck that is, right? I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking dirty Tinder app. He's like, it's for gays, bro. I said, you're a fucking gay, aren't you? I said, like you're doing to me. Like you're doing. I'm like, what do you feel? I'm like, no.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude.
That's great,
dude,
man.
Not
That's
good.
hilarious.
So then I had to go back to that work. And that guy, I'm like, yo, man, I'm not in the Grindr. I went back and told him.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, I'm not into that at all. He's like, yeah, I know. I was just letting you go with it, though. I'm like, what a fucking dick, too, man.
That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, my buddy, I said to him, I said, man, could you imagine? Because you and I were fucking fuck boys back in the day. Can you imagine what we would have been like if we would have had this? Man, he's like, yeah, we'd be fucking gay. What are you doing?
That's fucking funny.
That is fucking funny. Yeah, not funny at my fucking expense, but yeah, it was comical now.
How many guys did you meet on there?
17,000. They heard I had a hemorrhoid and they were all about it. You asked, fucker.
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 So you're an ass fucker?
Oh, God.
I knew what you were saying.
Wow. This episode got real fucking wonky
All
quick.
right, let's get back to social media.
Sure are.
Um,
We'll do that.
Where were we?
We were talking about
Grinder.
That's not.
No.
We were talking about pedophilia.
Kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get off.
We could go quick with this portion. I don't like talking.
I don't like this portion. But yeah, so pedophilia is a real thing.
I don't
You
think we
do
should-
have to monitor that extremely close, especially if you're letting little kids on there.
Yep.
Because they talk to people on Roblox.
Oh,
They talk to everybody
They
on
even
there.
don't they put sex patches and shit in there, like
Yeah.
games and stuff like that?
No,
that are
there's games-
sexual.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Roblox?
Roblox
Yes.
has sex games. Yeah.
Yes, there's sex games in there. Yeah, dude, you got to watch your shit.
Yeah.
Well, so I could see everything that they play. I've never seen anything like that. But
It's a game. It's a game.
it's a
It's like
game
a sub
inside a
game
game.
inside of the game.
Well, you know how it
Really?
is.
Yes.
It's like Fortnite now.
Yeah,
The way Fortnite is now.
What do you mean? I haven't.
Fortnite
have
now
not
has a
played Fortnite
bunch.
forever.
It's like Roblox now.
Oh, really?
Well, they just did an update.
There's a
so
bunch of different
Now
games
it's
in
all
the game,
different. I
yeah.
don't know.
I might
It
have
just changed
No.
again.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just for an event that they were doing.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, but did you see the event?
The Eminem.
Oh my gosh.
Thing?
Yeah.
I didn't get into. I was
Oh
in
my
it. So
God.
listen, I was in it. I was in the event, and then
I'm sorry.
I needed to do something, and I closed out the app.
Boomer.
I closed out the game real quick because I wanted to look at something, and then I went back into the game, and I had like an hour and 12-minute queue to get into the game. I was like, no,
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
way. I ain't doing this.
Fortnite fucked up with doing that, by the way. I'm not, so I don't even
I don't
play.
play. I don't play.
I don't even play, but my kids all do. So I'm
Yeah.
into it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they're into it. I'm into it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching this. It was, first of all, they did Eminem dirty. Horribly dirty.
They made a skin of him, right? Or,
Yeah.
The skin's fine, you know, but
I-
his concert was ass. Horrible.
Really?
What do you mean? It's
Horrible.
What do
It
you,
was like 60 seconds, 2 songs.
for what? What are
really?
you talking about?
It was
I don't even know what the
horrible.
fuck they're talking
So
about. right
Fortnite, when they have these big events, they did one with Travis Scott and
Yeah.
now. Oh, what they do like at a launching event and they have somebody play music there
It's
or
like
something like that?
you go into
Yeah,
the
it's
game
hard to
mode like
explain.
you're doing a battle royale. You go into the game mode, I'm guessing, and then instead of fighting people, you're just like free roaming, and there's a concert there.
yeah,
You
Oh,
watch
okay.
the concert.
a real like it's the real person too and everything. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they did him dirty. Like he played like it felt like it was like 60 seconds, and it was only 2 songs. It was terrible.
Mm.
But they Fortnite screwed up because they kicked a lot of streamers out.
Oh.
The streamers couldn't even get in.
Wow.
Which was a disaster. Why was I talking about Fortnite?
We were
Hey,
talking
you know,
about Roblox and
Roblox,
sex games.
Roblox and sex games and Roblox and
Oh,
how it's
okay.
little
You said
division in games and then Fortnite is not like
kinda-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Roblox is where we used to pick shit up and stuff. My kid used to pick shit up.
Yeah.
It was like with the scooper, and then you'd sell or you put the shit in the
Yeah.
put the shit back, and then you get like a bigger scooper and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just played it with her.
Yeah.
just
No,
so she-
there's a lot
Play
of
the
weird
shit
games.
there's a lot
there.
of weird shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games I would play in my life, but I don't know if I play a shit scooping game. I don't think I would want to
Actually, it
play.
was the most entertaining to me, anyways. Oh, that's a nice piece of shit.
Frank, I'll send you a bunch of different games you might think are a little bit more interesting.
I'm playing PlayStation, bro.
I'm just kidding.
I bought the new Portal.
Fortnite is better than that.
So I know it's new update. They have Legos in it.
What? Really?
Dude, it looks freaking awesome. Like, I don't play games, but I was like, that looks like fun.
You appreciate
my problem is with Fortnite, when I did play it, is the building.
I hate the building now.
You can play no builds.
There's no build now.
Yeah, you can play
no builds. You do zero build.
Shoot.
You just go to shoot, yeah.
So it's like Call of Duty.
That's what I play. I play zero build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, there's also a bunch of mini games like Roblox.
Dude, you put one bullet into somebody and they turn into an 8-story building. I'm not fighting you. I'm not trying. I'm gonna sit right here. You're gonna edit something so freaking fast and one pump me in the fucking head. I'm just gonna sit here and die. I don't care.
I feel like I'm talking to my kids. Creaking 90s.
190s.
What?
Freaking 190s.
Okay.
Now it's like 233 or 333.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I'm lost now.
It's the damage that you do to somebody in a headshot with a sniper.
Oh.
Cranking 190s. Well, now the one sniper they have, you crank like 330 or something like that. You can drop in one shot.
You guys ever hear of something called fubbing?
What?
Is it like fapping?
No.
Oh, okay. No, what is that?
Fubbing. So it's when you look at your phone instead of the people you're talking to.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a term for that.
I didn't know that.
I do it on my watch.
The scary thing is 85% of people do it.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You hear the little ding go off, you pick up your phone or you look at, whatever, your watch or whatever. 85% of people are doing it.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Because if I'm talking to somebody and I see you go, or I see you pull out your phone, I'm like, well, fuck me for talking to you. I'm moving on.
Yeah,
Let's wrap this up so you can go play with your phone.
That's an interesting take on that.
So like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what he's doing. No, I do it. But that's the reason why I got the watch, because I could do it nonchalantly. If I get a message or something like that, because even though I'm having a conversation with you, if an emergency happens,
you need it.
You know what I mean? I need it. So with kids, you know what I'm saying?
Especially with kids.
Yeah. So that's why I like the watch. Because like if I get a text message or something like that, I could just look and see what it is. All right, it's not a dire need, and then just get back into the conversation. But it only takes me a fraction of a second. And when you look at me and I just do this real quick and then look back at you, that's different than
I feel like
all of that.
I feel like if I saw that, it'd be like, oh, this guy gotta go. I gotta wrap this question.
No, like right now, that's what I was. Like right now, I'm getting dinged up.
Right.
So I looked at it real quick.
But I'm just saying, if I was having a conversation with you and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, man, I'm talking too much or something here.
Yeah, that's
if you look at it as, oh, he's checking the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if a dude's like, oh, I got somewhere to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean,
I mean, in today's day and age, kids might not think of that. They might think, because everyone probably has it now. Like, so
they
might
just think,
they might have a message or something. But for people, I think our age, most of the time, if somebody's looking at a watch, most of the time they're looking to see the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this guy's been talking for fucking for an hour and 13 minutes now. And won't shut. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I told you I'm a recluse, so this is my outlet.
You're good.
But yeah, I mean, I hope I don't come across like that, because I know I'm guilty of it. But I'm more like,
well, if you do that, that is, I guarantee that's what people are thinking. Dude.
Well, maybe. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no offense, the conversation we're having is not worth the emergency of my kids. So sorry, but I'm gonna, if I get a message, I'm gonna look at it. Or if I'm getting a phone call, instead of looking at my phone, I'm gonna look at my watch to see who's calling. And if it's my fiance, and I know she knows where I am, like say I'm here with you right now, and I'm getting a phone call from my fiance, she knows I'm in the middle of a podcast. I know something's wrong. You see what I'm saying? So I gotta check my watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit easier, I guess, when we're doing the podcast, for you to look at your watch to see like if something going on.
Looking at your
having a
phone,
But I've had plenty of jobs before too, where they're like, "Oh yeah, you're not allowed to have a phone in here. You have to keep your phone in your locker." I'm like, "You eat my whole asshole because I'm keeping my phone. If an emergency happens at my house, I got kids. Like I want to know. Well, they could call here and then let us know. That's precious time that it's not happening.
No, you don't need to treat me like a child.
Right.
Take my phone.
Don't use my phone while I'm out here. Got it. If I get something, if I get a message, if I look at it and it's not an emergency, I put it right back in my pocket. It is what it is.
Yeah, there's times and places for that. If you have a job that's high danger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't have your focus off it. I understand that.
Yeah, or if there's a phone with interference,
Focus. Yeah. Because I have a study on the focus for this, which is quite intense. If I could find it. Here
Still
it
waiting
is.
for the funny part about what focus is. God.
So there's an interesting study from the Journal of the Association of Consumer Research on what's called brain drain. Okay. Now, brain drain is literally, well, let me do the study and you'll see what it is.
Brain drain.
So it's the phones.
No, there was
a show, a television show.
No, it was SpongeBob. But they said the main drain.
Oh, okay.
Son Aries was afraid of that for the longest time. He was afraid to get a bath because he was like the main drain, and he thought he was going to go down the drain. Anyway, God, sorry. Yeah.
So
we are sponsored by Adderall.
Yeah, no, we're not. No, we're not. No. We will take that sponsorship.
And we will.
Not actually. Sorry, I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
No,
we're not sponsored by anybody.
Yet.
All
right. So this study focused on the phone's ability to influence function based off of tests. Okay. They broke the people up into 3 groups. First group, you took your phone and you put it in a whole nother room and you went and did the test. Second group, they let you put your phone in your desk. Couldn't take it out, but it was in your desk. Third group, they let you put your phone somewhere on your body, in your pocket or your bag. Okay. Then they threw these tests at them. There was a couple different tests that they ran. The first test was, let's see here, was the math and letter study. So you had to do math problems while memorizing a letter. Okay.
Oh, I would be so bad at that.
It was like that. What they found was the people that left their phone in the other room performed better than the people that left their phone in their desk. The people who left their phone in their desk performed better than the people who had their phone on them. Yeah, pretty interesting.
Because they were looking at their phone and not paying attention?
Nope.
Just in their mind, they weren't thinking about it, I guess, as much because it's not even with them, nowhere near them.
Gotcha.
You know?
Then they did it with the phones completely off. They were on before. They let them keep them on. They weren't allowed to like look at them or pull them out or anything. But then they told everybody in every group, turn your phones off, and same results.
Wow.
Even with your phone off, just having the phone in the same vicinity screws with your brain.
Wow.
That makes sense because I mean, even when we're doing these podcasts, you know, my phone's in my pocket right now, but I probably have thought 20 different times, like, oh, I wonder if I got any messages, you know?
Wear a watch.
Then you get the same thing, but it's your watch and it's easier to get to.
Yeah. Then instead of me not looking at my phone or checking my messages, I have a watch and I'm constantly checking my messages.
I only look at it when it vibrates me.
So I didn't turn my phone off, but it is on silent.
Yeah, mine's
So
somewhere
I can't
over.
get.
I think my battery might be dead.
Matt's the only one that keeps his phone on loud or has alarm set, so that way they go off in the middle of the podcast.
True.
It's true.
Unfortunately. Yes.
True.
Like I said, my life is scheduled. Extreme.
Is that a white hair?
That is a white beard hair.
I'm getting old, man.
Sure are.
Everybody that's listening, stay as young as long as you can.
Yep.
White one.
Good Lord. It's a long ass beard hair.
Oh, yeah, that's a beard hair. Okay.
How do you?
Why would you think this is a
How do you
public hair?
maintain your beard?
No, I'm thinking. I'm not even thinking, dude. I mean, my brain's in two
How
different
do you think
places.
this is a public hair?
How do you maintain your beard? How do you like trim it? Because it has like the.
I have a
perfect,
fiance.
Oh, she does it for you?
She manscapes me.
Shave your butthole too?
No, she won't go near that. I wouldn't want her to go near that. Kind of weird. Someplace somebody should never see of me.
You have to go on Grindr for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get somebody to shave your butthole for you.
I mean, Tinder was the thing for me when I was younger, but then when I was like, oh, it's a little bit raunchy, I was like, wow, Tinder was pretty raunchy. But now that's not for
I actually
me.
met my girlfriend off of Plenty of Fish.
Did you? POF. I hung on that.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. And we actually, we kind of stayed in contact, didn't really talk throughout like some of my past relationships. We didn't like, we just still had each other on social media, but it never like, and then one day we started talking again and decided to meet up. And
yeah.
Yep. Now we have a daughter.
So yeah, it happens.
That's how the story goes.
Kids are the best.
All right.
What else?
Let's move on. So we I wanted to give a couple things because children and teens, specifically teens and pre-adolescents, have a very significant role when it comes to social media. In between the ages of 10 and 19, the amygdala in your brain is developing. That's the part that is emotional learning and behavior. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then the one that we always talk about, I swear we talk about it every other podcast, prefrontal cortex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also developing. That's right, wrong, yes, no, learning when to say no, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Emotional regulation, behavior, impulse control. So those things are developing at that time. So then you throw social media into the mix.
It's going to skew everything.
It's going to skew everything. Everything. What they found was it actually skews it into a life that is unsatisfactory for the child.
Mm.
And there's specific ages you need to watch for that it's the worst at. I looked at the things, the graphs of it.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting stuff. Very interesting. Where girls ages 11 to 13, if they have heavy social media use, which is like more than 3.5 or 5 hours a day, more than 3 hours a day, that skews them extremely towards having an unsatisfactory life when they were pulled the next year.
Oh.
And it also skews them towards depression. Then you looked at the boys, and the boys, it was not as bad. But then I looked at the ages 10 to 11, and it actually made their life better. They went up. I was like, oh, wait, what? I was very confused because nobody talks about that aspect. Everybody always like, negative. Then I seen that, I'm like, how's that work?
Yeah.
It was interesting. I just thought that was funny to point out.
Yeah.
Also, boys ages 14 to 15 are extremely at risk for that same exact having unsatisfactory life. For some reason, those two age groups in boys and girls get hit the hardest.
What were the ages? 14, 15, and
11 to 13.
11, 13. Well, think about it. What happens during those times?
Puberty.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. We know how that fucks with your brain.
Oh. It fucks with your brain even when you're not going through it. Have a kid that's gone through puberty. Fun times.
There yet. Not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So also they did I think this is the same study actually. Did you know, first of all, before I get into that study, did you know the Surgeon General released a whole thing on social media in children?
No.
Study, beautifully done, by the way, beautifully done, because it was so nice to look at something that the studies were actually quoted correctly and they were good studies from reliable sources. God, that was so nice to read. Wow. It was beautifully done. Yeah, he releases a thing on that.
Wow.
And it's intense. Like, they know this is bad for kids.
Yeah.
They know.
They,
I mean, the regulations are set, but nobody listens to them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, back to this. Longitude cohort study of U.S. adolescents aged 12 to 15 found that adolescents who spend more than 3 hours per day on social media, now that's social media, that's not just phone, double the risk of experiencing poor mental health outcomes, including symptoms of depression and anxiety by 30%. 30%, that's a lot.
Holy shit.
That's a lot. Watch your teens and your kids, get them out of the house, get them with friends. It's not bad to be on social media. It's not. Right. It's not at all. But too much is.
Yeah.
I mean, what other thing do you buy besides like cigarettes and alcohol that you take, and for every single one measurement of it, you have a 13% chance of depression? 13% higher chance of depression.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cigarettes for cancer or lung, whatever.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we're freely giving this to our kids. Here, have a shit life. Have a shit life. Have a shit life. Have a shit life. That's scary.
Yeah. That's, we got to do better as a society.
Yeah. Speaking of society. So I wanted to address this one. Women, get the fuck off social media. No, I'm kidding. No, but really, get off. For real. So I wanted to address how women are portrayed on social media because it's a big problem. And I'm terrified with my daughter. Because what women get all the likes, the follows,
The sexy one.
the sexy one,
Ones
dressed like
that
a
are
whore.
revealing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who gets them.
Dude, none of them are the real funny ones.
They're looked at
That's
as
They don't get it as much as the
No,
sexy
they
ones.
don't.
they're looked at it as objects. Then
Yeah.
Not
Right. And what are our daughters going to think of that? Oh, I got to look like that to get likes. This is
I
what
gotta
guys
act like
this
that
is
to
what-
get likes.
Mhm.
And people, and that's how people like me in the real world. Then
I think
It's
most
scary.
people, try and do stuff like that just for validation, but women especially looking for some type of validation to feel good about themselves because they feel like sometimes I feel like they feel like they're not worthy. Maybe, they had a shit relationship and a shit, or that's what they saw growing up. Like you said, oh, I have to dress like this to get this type of attention. Yeah. So,
what about the bodybuilding and the muscle scene on social media and how toxic that is as well? I mean, think about it. I mean, everybody's running their mouth about tren on there. Like everybody should be doing tren.
Yeah.
And that's like the worst thing you can possibly do for your body as far as the steroid goes.
I hear you. I do get that. I get that. I think I'm a little bit too deep into it, and I see a lot of it as comedy.
Yeah, me too. Like something in the way that is funny, but what about these young kids that see these jacked dudes that are like, you want to get huge? Just do a tren. And then they're like, oh man, for me to get huge like that, look at that guy. He's huge. For me to get huge like that, I got to do tren.
Should do it.
Then they're like 19 years old doing tren.
Do it. You know what I mean?
I'm never touching tren. I'm good.
Yep.
Too many horror stories. All right. But here's the other thing.
Getting pegged.
Yeah, that's for shit. All right. Why do we keep bringing this up? Moving on.
I want to know why he has some type of infatuation with ass fucking.
Every time Trend comes up, getting pegged comes up.
Because of that scary story. That's the scariest story I know about on trend, bro. Getting pegged.
I see a story online saying that.
Scariest thing that can happen to you. Getting pegged, bro.
I watched that guy. What's that guy? More plates, more dates. Derek. I watch him do some of the horror stories of Trend. Oh my God, they're terrifying.
I was on Tinder, right? This is a long time ago. But I was on Tinder and I was talking to this girl and she said that she was into pegging. And at this point, I had no idea what that was.
You like motorcycles?
That's kind of that's what I thought at first. Like, hey, I'm into pegging. And I'm like, that. So I asked her, I was like, what? I don't even know what that is. What is that? And she told me, and it was like an instant fucking block. Like, I'm not having it. I don't know what the fuck.
No thanks.
No thanks. I'm gone. Like,
the next day.
Were you polite to say no thank you, or did you just like
I just
block her?
her.
Okay.
Same thing. There was another girl that was
I agree with that. Fuck that.
They called it a little.
What?
A little?
I heard that many times. I'm Irish.
She said I'm a she said I'm a little, right? And I was like, what the hell is a little? And apparently it's like something where they regress back to like a state where they act like a baby and they're a grown ass adult. So they want to act like a baby where you actually hold them and feed them and swaddle or cuddle. I was like, so at this point, I didn't block this girl right away, right? Because now
you're intrigued.
I'm intrigued. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I'm like, so hold on a second. So I started asking questions. I was like, wait a minute. So what? I said, so she's like, oh yeah, I regress it sometimes, and I never know when it's going to happen. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so hold on a second. We're out at a family function for shits and giggles. I'm at my family's house. We're having a picnic or something like that. I said, and all of a sudden you decide you want to be held and get fed a bottle and you regress. And I was like, that's something I have to do? And she's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's just how it is in this. I'm like,
fuck.
No.
We're having sex.
Oh,
we're having sex. And all of a sudden you regress. Then what? And I'm like, because now at this point, I'll feel like a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
I was just curious to start asking questions.
I would have been like, nope.
Then I blocked her. Then I blocked her. I was like, all right.
Good. I'd be like, you got some mental fucking
There's some
issues.
weird fucking shit out there. I can't do it. No,
fetishes and everything.
So, anyways,
sorry.
Back to women on there. I think I'm not saying that women should completely get off, by the way. It was just a joke I was doing.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows. But I do think it's important that because men aren't going to stop their pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, true. All men are
it's going to be hard to get rid of the pigs. They love their filth. So, I mean, I do think it's more on the women, unfortunately, to take the reins here.
Most women, well, there are a lot of women that don't want to, control that. They want people to drool over them because they'll have like an OnlyFans account and things like that.
They make bank
so
on that
they'll
shit.
make a lot of money. So it's like, okay, for them, sex really does sell because they'll just, you know.
I'll tell you, if it was me, and this is gonna sound fucking horrible, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Oh boy, here it comes.
But if it was me and I was a chick and I was an attractive chick, I'd be selling underwear with sardine juice in the middle of it and throwing it online or something like that. You know what I mean?
There was a girl.
You know what I mean? And be like, "Hey, come buy all my shit. I'm sexy." That's how. I mean, I'd be a total pig. But I'm a guy saying that now. If I was a woman, I probably wouldn't have the same mentality as me. But if being a man, I'd be like, "I'll send you pictures of my feet. I'll send you whatever you want." Like, if I, you know, I mean, being a man, if I was a woman, you know, with my man mentality, I'd be like, "Here's some underwear with sardines in it, buddy. Send me your $50. Thanks, loser." That's how I'd be. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
There is.
So, I mean, I can't. I got to be somewhat compassionate with these people because I can't. You know, I'd be the same way. I mean, like the one chick that's selling her bathwater. Come on. I would be selling. There was a girl Aquafina.
There was a girl
selling Aquafina for $30 a pint. You know what I mean?
There was a girl who sold forks in a jar.
What?
She sold her forks in a jar.
Yeah, but does it stay there?
I don't fucking know.
If you freeze it.
What the hell? I didn't buy one to find out.
If you freeze it, it stays.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I gotta try this.
I saw there was a guy.
Fart in your jar, Frank.
Who was it? It was like,
jar,
this is a day in the life of a girl who
Yeah.
sells her farts in a jar. And it was like comedic Cody was like, a girl who said, he's like, I know you guys are expecting me to like hate on this, but I actually see some room here. He's like, but what gets me in this whole thing is that she's drinking protein shakes for these farts.
So they're eggy.
So they smell like fucking
eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know if any of you, he's like, if you work out, that you know that when you're drinking protein shakes, this does not smell good. This is bad.
All right. I want to get to the self-esteem aspect of this too.
Go ahead.
Because the self-esteem aspect of this is super important. We already touched on the fact of comparing yourself. What we didn't touch on, and what I didn't see much on, was the fact that when girls take pictures, they take 20 fucking pictures. They go through them. They find the one they like.
Mm-hmm.
They might put a filter.
Yep.
They might edit it, you know, and then they post that one. What's that saying psychologically? I'm horrible most of the time.
And now I need a filter as well.
But I need to be fake.
Yep.
Find this one, push out. What does that do to your self-esteem?
Nope.
Tanks it.
Yep.
Subconsciously. We already know the brain's working without the mind knowing.
Yeah.
It's subconsciously tanking your self-esteem.
Yep. That makes sense. I mean, I've even encompassed that because I took pictures for my 40th birthday when I got all shredded out. Because I made a goal and I said I was going to be the best looking, best shape of my life at 40. And I did it. But I took pictures. But the thing of it is like I didn't like any of the pictures. I'm like, I don't like the way I look there. I don't look perfect. I have a little bit of a self-esteem problem with that. And Rachel was like, what are you fucking talking about? Look at you. Look at where you've come. Look at everything. I'm like, I don't want people to see that. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of self-esteem problems with that.
Body dysmorphia.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I get that too.
So I get it. I think if I did that one time, man, I think if I did that in my life, or I did that as much as these girls, I'd be a mess.
Yeah. I don't really take a bunch of pictures of myself, but like sometimes my girl send me a picture that she took of me and it's like, oh, what the fuck? Why would you take that?
Yeah.
Even though she thinks I look fine, but me, I'm like, damn, I look like ass in that. But most of the time, like when we did our pictures for here and stuff, like it was like one time and I was like, I'm gonna
I'm not photogenic. So.
I'm not either. And I do the same exact thing. I take like 20 pictures when I'm working out. I'm looking in the mirror. I'll take like 20. I'm like, God damn. My arms aren't big enough in this one. No, my shoulders don't pop in this one.
I don't even.
You're right. I do that too.
I don't even take pictures anymore in the gym at all.
I don't either.
I just use my phone for.
You already hit your fucking peak.
Yeah, right. My ass. 2 years ago, I'm 40. Well, not even 2 years ago. I was 40 years old, and I was in way better shape than I am right now. So it's just a little bit of just health bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
I don't do it for that anymore. I do it just because I want to live longer, and then the way I look is just a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
I just do it for health because I know me being in the gym doing that cardiovascular activity and everything. Yeah, it's seriously what drives me now. I don't go as nearly as hard. Like I don't go as vigorous because I'm
Yeah.
not trying to grow anymore. I'm just trying to maintain and be healthy. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at. But
Beautiful.
before I was all about growth and craziness and pictures. I mean, I think another thing of it is like, since I'm in a relationship, I don't need to put myself out there and
You
advertise
don't need to be
myself.
you don't need the
Like,
validation.
true.
Yeah, like a lot of the times, like I would, when I was younger, I would put pictures of myself out there because I wanted advertisement for myself so I could find a mate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Think of it like
right.
that. Now I don't have to worry about something that's furthest behind me. I don't think about a mate. I have one.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've somebody that's going to stand beside me in my rest of my life. I have everything I want. So I don't need to do that anymore. So I just go to the gym and I use it for just music and for somebody to contact me. Yep.
Interesting.
So I don't have to deal with that. So when that thing happened to me on 40, that was a shell shock for me, man, because I haven't taken pictures of myself in almost 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm taking pictures topless. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I lie. The only gym picture I took in the last 7 to 8 years was me the time I wore a mullet wig to the gym, just because I wanted a picture of me working out with the mullet wig on at the gym. A t-shirt on and everything. You know?
That's great. Yep. That's great. But yeah, no, I really don't take much pictures either.
They're scary.
I don't either.
But you know, when I do get into that mindset. And I didn't realize it till studying for this how real that really is. Like that's a shot to your self-esteem. Like, move on. You know, realize you've come far from where you were. If you have. If you haven't, start working on it. You can get there. And for men, let's move on to men because we're not innocent.
Frank likes to move on to men.
There's money involved. So you got to pay the bills.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Some of us borrow from our 401k. Others feel like, you know.
We find other means to get through Christmas.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Yes. Well, anyways, for men.
Sacrifice.
There is an issue, though, because when we look at it, we see these perfect women, and then we compare them to the women we're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, you know what? She's single. Look at how great she does. Grass looks a little greener over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is that issue with men as well.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be careful that we're not comparing women to those freak 0.01% women on there.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? They're not real.
Yeah.
And most men that aren't consumed by like porn and stuff are going to be happy the way you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be the supermodel.
No.
But anyways.
It's all about love languages then too, right? So, you know, I would be, you know, happier with somebody that cares about me and my love languages than somebody that's a freaking supermodel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and those supermodels are, I mean, usually full of themselves and not really fun and entertaining to have a conversation with. So it's like, it's kind of like strippers. So for entertainment purposes only, never to be domesticated.
That took me a minute. And then I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, wait, what?
Say it again.
For entertainment purposes only, never to be domesticated.
I don't think many men understand that.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. I want to touch on two more things.
All right.
Two more things. I know it's going a little bit long here, but.
Right.
Okay. I don't want to say anything anyway.
I'm just going back to be a recluse, so.
I don't want to say anything.
So, there was a study done on people who quit social media, actually, and using their phone on top of it. So this is probably more phone-based, but it's tied into social media because that's what they were using it for.
Mm-hmm.
They quit their phone, and on day one, their heart rate went up, their anxiety went up, their blood pressure went up. They explained they had a fear of missing out, the FOMO. Like they felt like, oh, I wasn't on my phone today. What did I miss? What did I miss? There was something somebody posted. Yet I go like months and years without being like, oh, I missed something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not years, but months. And eventually I do miss something.
I mean, I got to be honest. There was one time in my life, there was a year I didn't use social media at all. I just inactivated my social media. I didn't use it at all because I had a psycho ex after me. So I figured I would just go dark. You know what I mean? So I went dark, and I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed not having social media, but like now it's to the point where like, I don't watch the news, I don't watch TV, and I don't really talk to too many people. So if I don't have social media, how do I know anything, or how do I keep up to date with anything? You know what I mean? How do I know if my friend died from high school? How do I know, you know what I mean? Or somebody that I know of from high school passed away, or somebody I know from high school that their parents passed away, and I want to send them a card to them, a condolences gift or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do I know that stuff? I don't read the newspaper. I don't talk to people to see them out and say, hey, Frank, did you hear that somebody's parent died? Did you hear? Oh no, I didn't hear that. I got to send something. Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's kind of why I'm still on social media, because if it was up to me, I'd be off of it again. That year that I was off was phenomenal. Yeah. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. You know I deactivated my Facebook account one time for a few months, and I became a lot more productive in that time.
You don't get lost?
Nope. I got more done. No, I didn't want to get rid of it myself. I had an ex-girlfriend that made me get rid of it.
Well, it sounds like a trust issue, but yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. She was insecure and didn't trust me, which she didn't have a reason not to trust me, because when I was with her, I did not do anything like that. So, but it was, but when I did get rid of it, I felt good, man.
Yeah.
I was very productive with my days then, and my time. Like I had like almost no wasted time at that point.
You were consumed with your own life instead of everybody else's.
Yeah, and making my life better. Yeah. I didn't have a lot of money to do stuff, so what I did was I took the shitty stuff that I did have and I made it good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. I don't use social media at all. Did you never see me post?
Yeah.
You know, it's once in a year I post.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It has to be something pretty freaking cool. I don't like it. I don't like going on it. I don't say happy birthday to you. You could be my best friend. I don't say happy birthday to you.
Text it to somebody.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Not on social media, but you text me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's different. That's not social media.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I've been doing that for years, and I just don't want to go back. That's why I had to do the reverse of it, because I'm actually not on it.
Yeah.
Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I have an account, but I'm basically a ghost.
Yeah. I have those accounts too. I don't know. The only one I get engaged in is Facebook, but I don't.
You should separate that and have a separate creator account and your personal Facebook. That's what I do with mine.
Yeah.
That's what I did with this.
Yeah.
To really separate them, because having it on your personal account, that's
it's hard, because I like my TikToks and my Facebook reels and things like that. Like, that's an alter ego to me.
Yeah.
That's not me. You know,
exactly.
you're seeing just something that I'm doing for your entertainment purposes.
That's why I'm not so Libre on TikTok, because I'm a villain on there, and I'm not normally a villain, but I'm a guy on there that's going to be like, you're stupid. What are you doing? This doesn't make sense. Do this and this. Now I'm heartless and a bigot when I state that, but really it's truthful, and it's educated talk.
Yeah.
Like,
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, and it's educated. It's an educated guess. Why are you doing that? Like, don't do that, like dumbass. You know what I mean? But if I would be called a bigot, and then we have to worry about cancel culture, right? So, I that's why I'm on there now. Facebook, it's me, but I'm private. Yeah. I'm private on the other one too, but
I keep my personal private.
But that's the thing, like to separate it, have a personal account and a creator's account. I probably should do something like that.
I would.
Really should.
Because then,
even if you have to make a new personal, and just keep that as your creator, because you're gonna lose all those followers. That's probably the best route for you to go. Leave that your creator account and go create a new one for personal. That sucks.
Yeah. It does suck.
Sucks.
No, it's not. I don't really care. It's fine.
Or say fuck the followers and keep that and create a new creator, or tell the followers on your personal.
They're worth gold.
All right.
Then I can control a little bit better on who I have in my personal Facebook account
from there.
And then if I want to, I could take all my photos off of the other account and put it on that one.
Because you could download all your data, right?
Yeah.
Can you upload all your data though? No, right?
I don't know.
You can upload all your images.
You do one at a time, but not in bulk. Like, you could download. You can.
Yeah, you could do it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, my wife does it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's her scrap.
Well, no, not what I'm saying. I'm not saying like images from now. So like Facebook has a function in it that you can download all your data from Facebook and get it externally. So I was thinking, is the inverse of that would be take all your data and upload it.
Oh,
I don't think you can do that.
I doubt that. Yeah, I doubt that. Nah. All right, but back to the study. So day 3, after quitting your phone, you start to get phantom vibrations, which is you think your phone's
I've
ringing.
had those.
Yeah.
Even with my phone in my pocket throughout the day, like I'll think my phone's going off. I'm like, oh shit, somebody's calling me because it's work. So I have to check my phone and answer it if somebody, because I don't, you never know. It could be a customer calling me or, so I think it's going off and it's not. And I look at it, it's like, I didn't get anything. Why the fuck did I feel a vibrate? Like, I don't
wrong
know.
pocket. Use the other one where your tickler is.
I should have knew something. I should have known he was going to say something like that. I walked right into it.
Couple of them, this one.
Yeah.
Couple of them.
Yeah. You walked into it for yourself.
As well. Yeah. Grinder was one of them. I walked into that one pretty hard, didn't I?
Yeah, you say
you smashed right into that one. But you kicked
that fucking door wide open.
But you
back door.
You kicked that back door wide open.
The funny thing was your reaction was pretty much the same as my buddy's. Fucking gay. Not like there's anything wrong with that, but are you gay? Or what are you doing?
Right.
Put on a facade for 30 fucking years, bro.
There are those people.
There are.
All right. So anyways, back to this. So after day 5 through 7, your attention span begins to increase. Your cognitive ability improves. After day 7, your sleep begins to improve, which we need to do an episode on blue light. That's its own separate freaking thing.
Blue light? What's that?
Blue light. I have blue light glasses. You don't have blue light glasses?
We sell them, actually.
You should
high
get them.
Quality.
They actually...
Just tell me what it is.
So what happens is you have blue light emission. Well, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Blue light's from the screen. It's basically... it's damaging to your retinas, supposedly. But it's also brings your brain into thinking it's daytime, causing you to stay awake longer.
Yep.
So instead of you being sitting there looking at your phone at 9 o'clock at night on a summer's night and being like, all right, I'm sure we getting sleepy. You're not, because your brain's like, oh, hey, look at it's still daylight. You got work to do. Keep going. Keep going. You know what I mean? So it's harder for you to fall asleep from it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's also the damage to the retina.
Yep.
Damage to the retina supposedly happens. Now, this would be a great podcast to have on itself because scientists on both sides are fighting. It's interesting.
Science. Trust the
podcast.
science.
Got it.
Trust the science.
Yeah,
even when they don't know what the fuck it is. Trust the science.
But yeah, I'm not even diving into that. Just know there's 2 different camps. Do your research.
Yes. But blue light glasses, nonetheless, no matter how you look at it, if you're against it or you think it hurts your retina or it doesn't, the blue light glasses do help me big time. I sit in front of 4 27-inch screens, and I have a 19 and a 17 next to me without my podcast stuff. So I have 6 screens in my face at all times. It's pretty bright, man. So those blue light glasses changed my life. So I wear them. I have a set of, I think I bought a Nike set there or Rachel got me a set of Nike blue light glasses, and I love
it. It's good to know. I might actually have to scoop a pair of those from you.
You'll see a difference. You'll see a difference.
Yeah. So we've done the studies on them with actual blue light penetration into the lens. Sorry.
In the lens.
Penetration into the lens.
I'm not going with it. I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Anyways. So.
Said anybody? Penetration? Anybody?
I was waiting for somebody to
go once. Go once. I'm gonna move on if you don't want to make a joke here.
So, anyways, we did the studies on it, and there's basically a bunch of shit out in the market that's just not real.
Oh, but blue light stuff?
Fake. Yeah.
I saw the thing about scallops that was like that too. Everything's fake in the market. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, you just gotta be careful of that. There's a lot of fake people out. And the real ones, unfortunately, they're gonna hurt your wallet. They really are.
Yeah.
They really are. The real ones, because we studied a lot of different brands.
Well, what's the price on the good ones? I paid 100 for mine.
Yeah, bare minimum's 80.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go any lower. You start getting into junk, that doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
just like the Nike frames. That's why I went with it. But they were blue light. And then I actually ended up getting a regular pair of glasses with the same frame. And they would have put blue light in that, but in my regular glasses.
Do they have bifocals in them?
No, not yet. Thank God, dude. My eyes are actually pretty good. But the one when the optometrist she's like, well, we are seeing a little bit of difference in your eyes. I'm like, oh, why is that? She's like, well, it happens with age. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm never coming back to this fucking office again.
Right.
God.
Happens with age. You're middle-aged. I am middle-aged now. So
you're more than middle-aged.
No, I'm middle-aged. Middle-age starts between 40 and 60. So I'm middle-aged.
If you live to be 100.
And 20.
Yeah. Huh? What'd you say?
And 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But so I'm middle-aged. So that's what she was like, oh, well, that's what happens when you're middle-aged is that. So but I didn't get my blue lights in that.
And then you went out and bought yourself a brand new Cadillac. So it's a midlife crisis. I got it. Yeah, I understand.
Well, I mean, midlife crisis means I'd have to live to 82. I don't even see that happen.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Since you're gonna live to 82.
Oh, 70s if I'm lucky.
When your midlife was probably in your 30s.
35 would be half of 70.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I can do math.
Well, then there, my midlife
I don't know if
crisis
it's real.
Was what?
Was it interdimensional math? But my midlife crisis in my 20s or my 30s was I bought that supercharged Escalator. Remember?
That was your midlife crisis.
That was my midlife crisis.
Yep.
Now I bought another car just because I like Cadillacs.
That's a nice midlife crisis.
Yeah, I still own it. You want to buy it?
No, I can't afford that.
Selling it.
Oh, God.
All right. So, anyways, back to this.
I'm eating oodles and noodles at home. I ain't buying shit.
Bologna sandwiches. They're good though. They have like the noodles now. They have chicken pad thai in one of the noodles at Aldi. Yeah, it's good shit. It's good shit.
Really?
Yeah, I like pad thai. Chicken pad thai. The only place that has chicken pad thai is that Asian place in Pottsville, and that's not real pad thai.
Huh. Sorry.
My bad.
Keep getting off here. I'm sorry.
I'm hungry now. So,
all right. So, anyways, after 14 days, anxiety and depression is decreased. Has a significant drop, actually. Neck and wrist pain. You actually loosen up your neck and you don't even realize it.
Well, do you guys have the thing on your pinky?
What's that?
So supposedly they're saying that all like humans are changing where you get like this lump on your pinky. And most people have this little
from holding the phones.
That's a microevolution.
Oh yeah, it's definitely microevolution. Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, like I have a little bit there, but like, can you imagine if somebody joined the podcast right now as we're all sitting here feeling our hands?
Rubbing our pinkies?
Why do we join this stupid shit? We're all sitting here like, I don't know, man.
I literally had to pull my phone out and hold it to see where it sits on my pinky.
Yeah, it sits right there.
It sits right there, bro. Yeah, I hope nobody joins the... Hey, let's see. These guys look interesting. Let's see what they are. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
It was about this big.
I don't know, man. These guys, are these guys on drugs? What are they doing? I don't know, man. Good times.
So another interesting thing, after 14 days, their grip strength got stronger.
What?
Your grip strength gets weak from using phones. It uses a nerve.
Freeze, I guess. I don't know.
It uses the median nerve, and when the median nerve gets bigger, which runs from your shoulder all the way down to all fingers except for the pinky, and what that does is it creates carpal tunnel. As it gets stronger and bigger, it starts creating carpal tunnel. You lose strength in your hand.
Wow.
So actually, just even in 14 days, you can gain strength in your hand.
Wow.
Quitting your phone.
Wow.
Crazy.
I wish just quitting the phone altogether. Can you just slow down on it and get the same aspects? Maybe like
I'm sure you can.
Like if you didn't just say we think about it, we use our phones mostly to scroll right through social media. And stuff. So if you just cancel or you stop using social media, that should give you benefit.
Yeah.
So the average person picks up their phone 52 to 85 times a day. Now that's pickup.
Yeah, it's total pickups.
Touching is 2,600 times. So you touch your phone screen at least 2,600 times a day.
That's from scrolling and
typing, what have you.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that's a problem. Okay, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
It goes all the way down to millennials and Gen Z thinking, actually admitting they check their phone about once every 5 minutes.
Why would you check
That's
your phone
crazy.
every 5 minutes?
That's crazy.
I'm usually sitting at home and my phone sits like over on the table or on the couch or something next. And so it's always somewhere around me in the vicinity, but I don't always pick it up and check it.
Depends on if I'm working. If I'm working, Sometimes it's on the phone.
Yeah.
Usually it's on the computer.
Yeah.
Sometimes I work on the phone.
Yeah.
For the
I mean, I
most
have
part,
both.
I don't give a shit about my phone.
I have it on both. So I use Teams. We use Teams. So
yeah.
So Teams is on my phone. I also use my phone all day long because I'm on Teams calls through my phone. I don't use my house phone. And I don't use my computer. I use my phone.
Yeah.
So I use my phone to log in my computer. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
So the nice thing about that is since I'm on the phone most of the day in calls and stuff, I don't get a lot of those notifications and stuff because everything's silenced while I'm in the Teams meetings. So that's one positive thing about it. But I think like using phones is you're never going to get away from using phones.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. We don't even have house phones anymore. We don't have landlines anymore. You know what I mean? And I do, but I'm one of the select few.
Nope.
And I do it through Google Voice. So I own my own. I don't pay for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool.
We could talk about that sometime.
Yeah.
But so we're not going to get away from our phones. Just stop using this fucking much. It's like anything else in the world. There has to be a happy medium. You could drink too much water and get fucked up. You could drink too little water and get fucked up. But if you drink the right amount, you're good, right? Same thing with your phones. Use your phone for its advantages. Don't use the phone for its disadvantages. So, you know what I mean? If you're sitting there and you're bored, use the phone to educate yourself. Go on YouTube, learn something. Don't sit there and scroll for fucking 3 hours on TikTok. If that lady comes up to you with a, hey, Soda, you've been scrolling for too long now, because at least TikTok does that. If you're scrolling too long, you get these notifications that come up and say, whoa, you've been scrolling for quite a while now, but you haven't hit that yet? Well, then you haven't been in it that long.
No,
I've been on it that long. TikTok, you scroll that long. You know, there's different versions that they come up and say, well, you've been scrolling for quite a while. You should take a break or something. Do you know what I mean? Like that does happen on TikTok. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it does.
And you watch a lot of TikTok.
I do watch a lot of TikTok.
Never got to that point.
And I do.
I've gotten to where it like freezes and I can't scroll up anymore. I'm like, come on, motherfucker,
That's an
what's
Android
going
thing.
on? That's an Android thing. Fuck you. Fuck you.
But yeah, so I mean, I do catch myself sitting there and scrolling way too long.
2,600 times or 2,600 touches a day. That's a lot.
Yeah, but think about text message.
Texting,
is, you know,
okay, so it's factoring in.
It's factoring in.
I meant like each time you hit a letter for
it's a touch.
That's a touch. Okay, it makes sense.
The contact.
That makes sense. Yeah. So most of the time, actually, when I use my phone, I'm either texting my work group or I'm texting our group, like our podcast group.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. That's fine.
Do. That's different. That's different than scrolling and spending hours.
If it's not my girlfriend. Actually, her and I, we don't even really text that much.
Like there's like, and then Apple sends me averages every week. Like you've averaged 13, or your screen usage is 13% less this week than last week, or something like that. Yeah. So when I get something that comes in and says, hey, your average was 10% greater this week than last week, I'm like, what the fuck? And I go look at it. I'm like, oh man, I got to do better, because like you get stuck in it. But I don't like, I even know some adults, doctors even, that put screen time limits on their social media so they don't let themselves be on it as long. And these are 50 and 60-year-old physicians.
Yeah.
And they're doing that for constraints. So I'm thinking I might do that as a constraint and just put on there like, hey, Frank, you only really need to be on social media like an hour or 2 hours a day, man. You don't need anything more than that.
Not productive. You don't remember anything. Nobody remembers anything they've been looking at.
Yeah. I mean,
nobody. Unless it's educational.
Well, yeah,
you purposely look up.
Yeah. And then what the problem with that is then I figure out that it's educational. I want it. And then I hit like or whatever so I can see it later. And then I never go back and look at them anyways. So why the fuck am I even doing it to begin with?
Yeah.
I was just
I have a lot of those.
A lot, right?
Yeah, I do have a lot of those.
This and I'll look at it later. I'll save this and I'll look at it later.
I do that too with like food recipes and things like that. It's like, I'm going to save this because I'm going to make this, and I never go back.
Yeah, retraction settings in Cura. I mean, I know you guys don't know
I have no
that,
idea
but
what that is.
It's just settings of how filament retracts inside of the machine while it's slicing. Cura is a slicing software. So you have a 3D object. It has to learn how to slice it properly so the printer can print the lines of the slice. Does that make sense?
Oh, interesting.
That's how printing software works. So you have an object or a 3D body.
Yeah.
That 3D body then has to be taken and chopped up or sliced into portions so a 3D printer could get to it, because it only does a line of plastic each one. So you have to slice it in each individual line to eventually build your object outside of your, computer world.
Yeah. Okay.
So like things like that, like, slicer settings or whatever, I'll save that for later, and then I'll forget about it. I'll be like, where did I see the slicer settings? But then the problem is I like a lot of videos.
It's buried.
So now where am I going to fucking find it? So what I have been doing is I've been just sharing a TikTok video and I've been texting it to myself.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to have then is I'm going to have a text message that's going to be all these TikTok messages that I've never looked at. That's what's going to happen. I just need to fucking cut it out, man. I just need to cut it the fuck out.
That is funny.
I do that sometimes. I'll send it to like a friend. It's like, who could I send this to? That they'd be like, okay, this guy's not an idiot for sending me this because it's something that relates, but it's like something I want to look back on.
My poor brother.
I email it to myself. That's what I do. I use email. I can't believe we all do this.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Great minds think alike, I guess. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. All right.
What else you got?
All right. Sleep. I mean, sleep is so important.
Is it?
We've gone over this in others, but I mean, the more you're on there, the less sleep you're going to get, which goes back to blue light too.
Yeah.
But also you get into that death scroll at night. It's going to fuck up your sleep. Your sleep's going to cause depression. Your sleep's going to cause anxiety. Your sleep's going to cause stress.
Yep.
Your sleep's going to cause cognitive disabilities.
Yep.
It's gonna literally, what is it? For every hour you miss, it's like 15. No, if you get less than 7 hours of sleep or something, your IQ drops by 15 freaking points.
I'm fucked. I only sleep 6 hours a night, bro.
Well, first of all, my IQ is only like a 13 now. So if I get 6 hours of sleep, that's it. I'm done.
I found out Madonna is actually super smart. She's up in the 140s.
Really?
My kids were going through something and they were like, they found this fact and I'm like, what? She's smart? I didn't know that.
She's smart and she looks like the doll from Saw. Wonderful. Next.
Oh, that's messed up, dude. That's messed up.
She does. Want to play a game?
All right.
Wait, what does he actually say? Mandela
Let's
effect.
play a game.
Oh.
Let's play a game, right? Isn't it?
I want to play.
I want to play a game.
I want to play a game. I think that's what it was.
I want to play a game.
Doesn't sound right. So there's something called. Oh, where is the name of what this is? Phone. No, there's a name for this.
No way.
And bro.
Jesus. We've been going a while, huh?
It's a regular old Seth Rogen podcast.
Fuck. I'm gonna put this in here. Trying to get out of here at noon. It's 10 to 11, bro. So
yeah, we gotta.
It is what it is.
No.
I didn't write down what it's called.
It's called Grinder. It's called.
All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna go without what it's called. All right, so there was this study done based on disruption. Okay, your phone disrupting you. I guess this is probably the last point I want to kind of drive home. There's a lot more we can add, and we're gonna have to probably do a second one on relationships and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
That when we could throw some more of this other stuff in with it. But there was a study done by Altman Tracks. 3 people, okay?
Couple guys.
Done by them. It's on PubMed. It's there. What's really crazy is when you have a disruption on your phone, right? So you're doing work, you get a disruption on your phone, you look at your phone, that actually triples the rate of your errors.
Yep.
After.
Really?
Yeah. And it's only a 4 seconds.
Yep.
4 seconds worth of disruption. Triples your rate of errors on what you're working
Holy
on.
fuck.
I'm a developer, dude. I don't look at my phone when I'm coding.
That makes
God,
sense.
you can't.
Because I'll get lost in my code. So, and the problem is like when I'm coding, I don't want anybody to interrupt me. I don't want any interruptions because as soon as somebody interrupts me, I have to reverse engineer what I just did to see where I am. It's a pain in the dick, especially if I'm writing on multiple programs at once because sometimes I have to multitask and do multiple changes.
Yeah, I have no idea what coding entails. So
programming.
I'm just saying I don't understand like the process that you have to go through to know like how much of a like a disaster would be if you get.
I'll give you
if you have to reverse engineer something that you just did.
I'll give you. I'll summarize it for you. Then,
okay.
So you know.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I don't need
to do that now. It'll be too long for this podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So just so you know, if you think going quicker is going to do any better, the lowest they could get it down to was double your chance of errors. So there is no quicker, second, boom, see it. Nope. Still raises your risk of errors. This was studied.
Well, it takes your concentration off of what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's a distraction. Any distraction increases error. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
Yeah, because your brain can only handle so many things at once.
Yeah,
So it has to push something out.
Yeah.
All right. But that's it for this episode.
Yeah, it's been
Stay tuned for the
a lot to talk
juicy one about relationships.
Yeah. So we'll come back to this one and add some more of the other cool aspects in. But I think that's a pretty good basis.
I'm looking forward. I want to hear, we've had some people, comment on podcasts, so I'm interested to hear what people have to say about their own experiences about this.
I mean, and I like having it in multiple sessions because at the end of the day, we are social media, the three of us right now.
Yeah.
We're social media, and we're going to help tell people why our social media is not the same as death scrolling social media. We're trying to educate and trying to
so you can learn stuff from
we're the educational version that you should be searching for.
We are the positive opportunity cost of social media. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I like it.
Because you could sit here and listen to us banter and have a good time and educate with some of the stuff and have a communication with us and educate both of us, us as well as yourself.
Yeah.
Compared to that of just scrolling through and finding out what somebody ate or this random dance people are doing. You know what I'm saying? You can educate yourself here from real life experience and some knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. All right. But that's all I've got. You guys good?
I'm good.
I'm good, man.
Okay. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow, review us on the podcasting apps. That helps a lot.
Yep.
We greatly appreciate it. If you want to reach out to us, it's talkaboutpurpose@gmail.com.
Yep.
Open for questions, comments. If you want to hear something to talk about or
give us some ideas.
Yeah, give us some ideas or your input on it. And let us know if you want us to put that out. So we're not guessing because we won't put it out unless you say you can talk about this on the episode.
Yep.
We got to cover liability there.
Yep.
And we don't want to offend anybody and say something that they don't want anybody else to know. We're a confident group here.
Yeah, exactly. But that's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Peace.